Once again, but that shroud is exceptionally effective against the clumped units of the disco board.
This popping up, yeah.
I feel bad for Ice maybe. He had some fake confidence from getting a first place with Disco because of the TF3, now committing to it again. If there's one player that can maybe pull it off, it's going to be him.
Yeah, for sure. And again, a line that is already stable at level 8. If he managed to go...
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh semuanya. Coba kita lihat thumbnail salah nggak ya? Oke, enggak.
The most important, we have a spatula there for skip deos. He can
10 KDA.
Mana Peter? Mana Peter?
Because of the gold start he had, he's been able to pump up a lot of levels. He's level 8 right now. See exactly how
much. Pet, ayo nobar Pet.
Goblok baru bangun.
Gua aja tidurnya baru jam 7 aja.
Anjing cacat.
Berusaha tidur, tidur jam 7 anjing.
Disco win lobby kalau dapat sana Zik di lobby B2 lah. Tinggal nge-hit, Cok.
Doing his last praying here, trying to get the kill, but
Halo semua, welcome.
He only needs one. He has a duplicator there, but the game is not.
Hari ini ada ini kok katanya announcement set baru.
Iya, dia emang habis final ini announcementnya.
Kasian banget. Taruhnya ketemu kain sebelah lah anjing udah jadi.
Gue belum kali 2.
Lah anjing udah jadi. Kasian banget anjing.
Wah iya.
Kalau lu main kos 2 tapi enggak scouting, enggak lihat board sebelah anjing. Ada yang nabrak atau enggak dikit taruh anjing.
Tapi gue salut sih, ternyata Taro masih selamat ya. Gue nggak nonton sih yang kemarin.
Enggak tahu. Gue kemarin enggak ngeliatin Taro sama sekali, Cok.
Soalnya kan hari pertama Taro agak rungkat gitu JP ya.
Disco nomor 1 lu kasih duit gak? Gue kasih dah.
Ini main apa nih Ajir? Buset. Headlinernya sih Nico banget gue liat ya.
Kalau kos 3 recall bang, kos 3 recall ya recallnya di7 udah. Bedanya itu doang. Cek headline-nya di7.
Iya. Kalau yang lain bisa turun 1 level nyari headlinernya. Kalau kos 3 enggak, harus di level 7.
10 KDA. Oh iya ya ini.
Emang
lagi anjing.
Emang dia ada emblem?
Itu.
Cuman 1 anjir. Oh iya ada 1 lagi ya.
Spatula sebiji lagi, Cok.
Ini lagi deg-degan nih Pit. Kasih gue tongkat katanya.
Bismillah tongkat anjing.
Kau udah rilis. Iya.
Not wanting to risk losing that KDA headliner with how little gold he has.
Oh boy.
Tongkat.
We'll see if
Tongkat.
Tongkat.
Terus yo beneran ada. Muka si anjir santai doang, tampol nggak sih anjing?
Anjing, gue belum KDA, Cok. Anjing.
Wewe, dia chill dulu, bah. Masukin Ilawi nggak sih bang?
Nggak doyan katanya, nggak doyan. Jasit nih gimana Cok anjing? Turnamen macam mana yang kamu dustakan Cok? 10 KDA.
Gila EMEA, aduh apa Disco ini nggak jelas, nggak usah sosok Disco. KDA mana coy?
Ketemu 10 KDA anjing.
Dia kaget, aduh sakit banget Cok. Aduh sakit banget anjir katanya. Terus dia klik namanya 10 KDA dong katanya.
Tinggal kebahan ini kayaknya dia AFK, tinggal ke toilet menang aja nggak ngaruh Cok. Goblok aja.
We'll get the cash at that. Again, remember, Relic has been sitting on high HP.
Ganti headliner. Enggak, udah kayak gitu mah lu gak usah ganti headliner lagi.
Gak usah lagi. Kecuali
lu kalau udah 10 KDA nih, lu masih ngekel lagi nyari KDA Ari atau Akali gitu. Enggak anjing, gak guna, Cok.
Ya kecuali mungkin secara nggak sengaja tiba-tiba ada Akali gitu, nggak apa juga sih.
Iya, kalau
tapi harus siapin dulu Nikonya.
Iya.
of a sudden he's sitting now towards the lower side of the HP standings.
10 KDA itu udah overpower cuy.
Kok punya Dazzler M? Apa sih ini Ice selalu punya Tom of Trade anjing nge-cheat tai.
Ezreal, my goodness.
Great ulti, but it's not enough.
Hold a
The
second,
damage from the
Ezreal
Lord.
just got blown to pieces.
Ezreal ada yang flash kalau sama Disco apa? anjing?
Ice gets the win.
Halo Disco?
Ini mukanya mirip anjing, gue kira yang tadi, Cok.
You to become a believer in the disco.
Udah,
Ice
Cok.
gets first again. I will eat my words and I'll make
Sekarang lebih maskulin kok avatarnya. Iya.
He's one of the best players in this tournament. I think I wouldn't be too surprised. But with players like Scapeus in this
Aku adalah gue kalau nggak kayak
Anjir, bintang 1 semua.
Aku Disco anjing. Hey. Disco.
Yang paling tinggi standingnya sekarang siapa, Pet? Masih si Ice ini kah?
Gue nggak inget.
I think we did just hit Blitzcrank.
Milala.
Ice is absolutely massive.
Degree kemarin.
Seriusan Milala? Oh,
Standing
Degree.
paling gede itu Degree kemarin.
Of course, we mentioned that the dual Lotus was compares also.
Gila Disco Jazz cuy.
Normal smart punch, and it's another AoE board versus the clumped disco.
Yeah, but Disco, now this is good position because Ice is in the
Serot. Disco Jazz. Serot. Anjing. TF cuy.
Anjir.
And yes,
Gue dukung 10 KDA ya 10 KDA udah pasti menang anjing.
Pokoknya siapa yang ketemu sama si Scapeus ini mati anjir. Aduh, kok siapa Kur? Nggak ada sih.
KDA yang belum lagi.
Diambil sama dia nih, Cok.
we have the 11 KDA.
You gotta do it.
Ganti headline.
Anjir. Nah, ini baru bisa nih ganti headliner nih dia nih.
Udah gak ngaruh anjing. Mau headlinernya tiba-tiba Jin headline juga pakai anjing KDA 10 Cok.
Give ourselves a little bit of a push there. But yeah, that's
Siapa ya? Ziggs nih dikasih sama dia nih.
even higher than before. He came
Halo Melde. Melde.
first place for him in this lobby.
It depends on Relic because he still has not
Nah, lu ganti headliner ke TF bisa tuh anjing.
He's won the last fight. They came to doing so much work, a very underutilized 5 cost.
Gila.
I wonder if he'll be ever swapped out.
Kiana KDA emblem anak orang dislepet meletuk anjing. Dapat item, oh.
Maybe if you find a
Dia pengen ganti itu tuh, tapi nggak dapat Nikonya.
For sure. And Scapeus also can get stronger. We already saw the KDA spat on Kiana. She's
Buang
actually
Evelyn.
one of
Enggak,
the
dia nggak akan
best
buang
can
Evelyn.
doing more. If you already have a safe board, you can spread around more items to the rest
Buat
of your
record
units.
diaper,
So
record
actually a
diaper.
good place for him.
Aha, dadah Disco anjing kena 10 KDA goblok anjing. Bentar.
Alright, let's see if Scapeus and a newly minted Kiana can get the work done. It's looking like she's
Enggak sih nggak ngaruh Cok.
around, of course. The massive
Not
base
even close anjing.
absolutely fantastic.
10 KDA kapan ya 10 KDA di turnamen?
Would go through and have a bit of a tournament reset if he gets
Headliner tuh apa, Kur? Headliner tuh yang langsung nambah 2 kombonya. Tuh KDA itu langsung plus 2. Macam-macam Kur stream lu. Iya dia emang kalau terlalu cepat kali 2-nya jadi macam-macam dikit dia. Kapan ya 11 KDA? Itu nggak logis anjir. Pokoknya siapa yang ketemu sama dia, siapa yang ngeliat pedang, udah berdoa aja.
Ini Milala darahnya sehat banget anjing. Belum ketemu gitu.
Milala paling nomor 2 ini.
Wah, anjing, ini bintang 2 semua goblok. Level 8 bintang 2 semua kos 5-nya tolol anjing. Halo? Enggak ngaruh. Anjing enggak ngaruh.
Wah aja, selamat sih. Iya selamat cuy.
That's so important. 3 HP so last.
Bahkan last stand-nya belum ngeprok anjing.
7th place, still not an 8th place for the North American player. He tied.
Round dapat Tom lagi harusnya udah enggak sih.
In the first 2 days.
Kayaknya emang live-nya gak patah-patah nggak sih, Pit?
Enggak.
The next 2 games.
Apa di gua doang ya ini?
If he wants to try and contest for the win.
Emang kalau kali 2-nya kecepatan gitu.
Tapi yang gue heran suaranya aman anjir.
Iya, gue dari kemarin gitu juga tuh, tolol aja.
Are we gonna lose players this round? But no, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Halo Anya, thank you. Ya lumayan lah.
With Scapeus in the lobby, soaking up a lot of the other KDA units.
Milala udah kalah kayak ketemu KDA 10 deh.
Yeah, and Saka making a little possibilities going also for the loot 3 as a possibility of a third carry for him. So actually very good because normally
Kalau ada yang bisa dapetin bintang 3 kos 4 sih mungkin bisa bersaing ya. Tapi masih enggak juga sih.
Enggak. Kos 5 lah.
Sources of damage Lulu making a possibility to access the backline. Obviously, Asena destroying the tanks and they are with a little.
Halo Sensei, thank you give membershipnya Sensei dan welcome to membership.
Bahkan ke hoki-hoki gak tahu tuh. Anjing Lucian 2.
Tiket Tourney TFT kapan bang? Itu sekarang kan lagi ada Tourney Nusantara tuh. Oke, satu kali skill lagi. Ya. Tebel banget sih itu.
Iya tuh. Dia butuh Ziggs 2, Ziggs 2-nya dari orang lain semua, ini kasihan deh.
Ini si 10 KDA juga megang Zig aja. Yang dapat jangan lupa say thanks guys.
Nggak tahu, mereka tuh butuh ngumpulin poin kayak 20-an gitu.
Untuk
sudah 20 poin. Nah, kalau lu udah punya kayak 10 poin nih, lu tinggal menang ke 1 aja sekali itu yang menang. Cara dia menangnya gitu. Hilang. Sampai besok tuh bang, mukulinnya bang. Halo? Apa besok tuh bang?
nggak ngaruh banget ya.
Selamat.
Anjir mukanya santai becek. Kambing nih orang.
WIC kalah tuh yang diskot tuh. Tidak.
Halo Raffi yang tidak pernah ngechat 2 kali. Helena Bar is OP. Enggak sih. Helena Bar kayak di bawah Kel, Seraphine nama Sena deh. Menurut lu gimana, Pet? Ya enggak sih?
Bar enggak yang the best. Paling kuat
Kel.
Kyle sih gue ngerasa paling kuat. Karena bintang 1 kalau KDA 10 tebel ya iyalah tuh. Lilia juga bintang kos 1 tebel tuh anjing kalau KDA 10 mah anjing.
Look at the Jin. He's stunned by Echo.
Yeah, the Edge of Night will not save him. That means there's a big damage source gone. It's not, I think, quite enough damage. The center cleans up the job. 2 eliminations.
Aneh bisa dapat KDA emblem 3, nggak tahu tuh ngecit.
Echo dancing on the grave of that Jin, so impactful that walk up the stun, but not today.
Judul apa?
It is today. You meet your
Emang judul live gua apa? Oh iya, judul gua kenapa day 1, day 3, Cok?
Milala top 2 lagi ya, Cok. Milala goldnya aman.
Halo Septian.
Dia udah ngehit Kyle-Kylean ini nih, selama lu udah ngehit Kyle 3, lu udah nyantuy, udah kuat booknya. Paling ngeroll dikit nyari kayak Viego upgrade, udah naik level udah gitu doang, Cok. Simple main Kyle.
Yeah, I was going to say this top 3 is looking somewhat familiar, at least as you said for the CM players. A better finish, but not a massively better finish.
Disco top 6 ya iyalah ketemu
Malam cuy.
KDA 10 anjing. Siapa menang lo di KDA 10 itu?
Dia diem karena ilmu padi, Kur. Ilmu jembut anjir. Ini mirip nih hexnya.
Hilang anjing. Hilang anjing. KDA 10 goblok anjing.
Masih bahagia Milala cuy.
Aman aja udah top 4. Anjing Yorick 2.
Yes, it's Yorick. Yeah, whoever gets Skipels now is the one.
Yang lainnya gimana anjing, ini kayak gini tai boardnya.
And now the board is amazing. This is the best.
Dia apa siapa yang bakal ketemu nih? Ya, yang bakal ketemu si Sake coy. Hoki bab Milala anjir. Jadi akhirnya Milala yang nomor 2 ini.
Ini Milala nih kalau
Nah Milalanya juga ketemu Sake. Tapi siapa yang ketemu bayangan ya?
Yang kiri bayangan.
Oh iya dia dapatnya yang bayangan ya. Berarti iya Milala nomor 2 nih. Tapi Milala bisa menang nggak ya nih?
Tergantung RNG. Oke. Kedua. Keren gak sih Bang Milala mau ngapain lagi tuh?
Kayaknya nggak boleh suren deh.
Iya. Anjing lah
Hoki banget Milala, cok.
Tolol anjing KDA 10 di turnamen minta dipukul bangsat.
HL Jax bagus gak? Kagak. IDM-nya juga jelek. Di Tourney kemarin ada yang make jelek, dapat nomor 5. Kalau mau share mending Urgot aja.
Kok masih mikir ya yang lain karena udah ngehit 10 KDA. Lah kan mereka nyari placement, cok.
Iya, soalnya dapat ini. Main 1 poin, cuy.
Iya, nyari poin placement masih mikir. Nah, kalau udah kayak Mila lagi nih udah gak usah mikir, udah pasti kalah. Oh, ding! Bentar!
Woi. Nah, woi.
Aduh, keskip! Ya, keskip, cok!
Ya, keskip 1 ya. Ya, tapi 1 doang sih.
2. Dia keskip. Aduh, keskip, cok. Aduh,
Ya, nggak sempet ya. Ya udah nggak bisa lagi juga sih.
3 menang tuh anjing.
Apalagi Kiana nggak bakal gerak itu musuhnya anjir. Tas.
Iya, anjing. Sumpah itu kan kalau ngehit Kiana 3 tuh udah
Kiana 3 kuat banget anjir masalahnya.
anjing.
Mau sesakit apapun damage lu nggak bakal bisa gerak.
Ente Milala, aku tahu kamu pasang tadi kecepatan anjing.
Kalau sempet dapet sih tadi itu gila sih, comeback buat Anjir.
Maaf guys, gua mute dulu biar nggak kena copyright lagi anjing, mager gua. Ntar harus di private anjing.
Emang pas di mana private ininya, Bet? Copyrightnya?
Kayak gini-gini kan ada BGM-nya kan, dia muter lagu kan. Nah itunya kena gue.
Oh yang bagian sini.
Iya makanya gue tiap kayak gini-gini sekarang gue mute aja udah daripada kena lagi, mager cok.
Terus musik rap rafnya udah pakai musik baru belum, Bet? Belum ya?
Belum.
Oh, musik yang lama. Kapan ya update musik rap rafnya?
Gue tahu anjir. Gemeter aku tuh pencet deh, iya cok anjing.
Not today Milala. Iya cuy.
POV Milala anjing. Sepuri roll tetap di hati, goblok anjing.
Itu suara istri lo, Kor. Itu suara Peter anjing.
Goblok. Jadi kita nikah, Kur.
The fuck?
Lama gak sih, Kur?
Wih, ada Wandering Tra. Wih, ada milih Wandering barusan.
Ada tadi, cuma nggak keambil.
Wah, aja siapa tuh yang milih tadi? Mantap tuh, Cak. Kau dapet.
Auto win kena 3. Kalau ini nih yang bangsat nih, dapat anjing KDA 10. Dari paling bawah jadi ke 1 anjing. Cheat anjing.
Berarti tiap carousel ada ini anjir, ada emblem, Cok. Ada spatula.
Spatula diambil. Ini apa nih? Lu udah ini, Kur? Lu ngambil
Udah apa? Enggak. Itu dia bakal ngumumin set baru katanya.
Ngomong iya.
Baru nginfoin doang nih, tapi masuk ke PBE kayak tanggal 5 deh.
Jadi kapan kita main set baru?
Nikah sama aku, Kuro. The hell?
Konsisten.
Halo, Anaf.
Gue pengen lihat. Gue pengen lihat disco 10 cuy.
Oh, 60 seconds katanya ini populer di Jepang.
Bang, tadi gue main portal spatula.
Halo Rizal.
Tapi dari tiap state ada spet terus dia spet terus dan bangkainya ngambil spatula tuh orang yang sama. Iri aja, makanya lu strik kalau mau ngambil spatula tuh. Tinggal lu strik. Milala mentang-mentang recall ngehit mulu mau recall cost 5. Dia kalau nggak roll dapat Kiana 3 udah pasti kalah ya. Mendingan coba siapa tahu dapat Kiana 3 dia menang anjing.
Di shop gak ada.
Rungkat kemarin.
Tapi gue juga sempet kaget waktu itu. Anjir sempet-sempetnya Milala paling bawah kan standingnya.
Iya, jadi naik anjing.
Anjir kan Milala waktu itu paling rungkat terus tuh. Nah terus pas gue cek standing yang kemarin Milala yang paling bawah di nomor 8. Anjir sempet-sempetnya masuk.
10 recall cuy.
Apalagi di shop yang paling bagus banget gitu ternyata kalah. Anjir.
Pas besoknya di shop main dia ada flexnya meledak terus anjing. Sekelas di shop aja main ada flex meledak. Mending main jadi Milala pencet B.
Emerald 1 ke Diamond susah bener dah. Keep farming coy. Keep apa namanya? Grinding coy.
Gampang tuh main cost 2 recall auto naik ini.
Lu nonton itu gua aja video terbaru gua aja TFT. That fast gak bisa ditumpuk kan bang?
Bisa.
Reduce damage sih gak bisa ditumpuk kan bet?
Bisa saya ingat gua.
Terus berapa reduce damage-nya anjir? Kan 50-50%.
Oh iya itunya enggak. Gue udah lu strik tapi di carousel ada di side dia semua. Lah yang nggak tahu, makanya lu mainnya di side dia, jangan di side lu. Gue ambil Lokman AFK kok carousel gak ada spatula. Lu kira
pentakill 10 KDA siapa yang menang? Nggak tahu deh. Oh win pentakill ya.
Mas Taro tusun 2 kali ya. Itu Mas Taro lagi aneh dah. Udah tahu yang dia lawan 10 reroll Milala anjing. Dia adu ilmu anjing pencet B kalah lah cok. Gak bisa lu ngadu ilmu reroll sama Milala anjing. Dilihat-lihat mereka cantik juga. Gas DM aja IG-nya. Punten mbak, aku tertarik melihat mbak.
Ada flash seri UW aja udah sekuat itu ya. Lihat tuh, item Z-nya, item Jin-nya, item Lucian-nya, item Kiana-nya nomor 4 anjir.
dia kalahnya gara-gara ketemu si ininya mulu, KDA 10-nya.
Sedih badannya.
Kalau dia lawan yang recall harusnya dia menang, cuma ketemunya yang KDA 10 berapa kali udah langsung mati tuh. Tadi Milala kelewat berapa Kiana kayaknya 1 atau 2.
Sendoknya. Dua deh. Itu cewek berkumis bang, cowok itu anjir. Bang kos 5 beta 3 sendiri emang bisa menang bang? Bisa. Ada sih yang nggak bisa menang misalnya kayak Jin. Tapi Jin kayaknya kalau ada ini baru bisa menang sendiri deh. Kalau ada lifesteal.
Kalau ada badan-badan baru bisa, kalau nggak bisa.
Kalau ada lifesteal sih kayaknya bisa ketahan deh, Pit.
Nggak bisa. Hilang gue.
Gue pernah di TikTok bisa aja.
Ntar dia ada kestun lah, apalah udah langsung mati gue.
Nah iya sih.
Terus ada kayak tumbalnya dulu.
Enggaknya ada satu sih.
Get higher capped out when he was able to find that KDA emblem from the carousel, and he had so many options at his disposal.
Milala nggak bawa Akmen recall sama Akmen dupli bisa ngehit cepet. Emang gitu cok. Makanya sebenarnya secara teori kalau lu udah hatam main recall tuh nggak selamanya lu perlu bawa dupli-duplian. Karena ujung-ujungnya jauh lebih better lu punya battle Akmen kalau lu main recall tuh. Lu mau recall nih. Terus kayak ya udah bawanya battle Augment biar kuat, makanya tadi kan dia darahnya tahan lama banget gara-gara itu. Cuma ada nggak ngehit. Cuma kalau
Kiana ada Kiana ada kemungkinan menang solo. Iya Kiana bisa sih.
Kalau lu ini mah pede aja, gas aja tuh. Kalau nama lu Milala nih, gas aja nggak usah pakai
Big
dupli.
point gap right here. 4
Easy.
points from between the first two and then the rest of the lobby. I think it's about time to
Kalau dua yang kelewat tadi kepencet jadi tuh kayaknya 3. Iya anjing, gara-gara ke skip doang gitu. Yang baju
Kurang
biru
satu nggak sih?
cantik.
Emang dia ada ini champion duplikator? Dia kurang 2 anjir.
Iya, kurang 2. Ke skip 2 kali.
Oh 2 ke skip tadi. Tapi belum tentu jadi juga, walaupun kelihatannya dia minus 2 ke skip 2 juga belum tentu dapat aja. Kan kalau dia dapat jadi lebih kecil lagi chance pas reroll berikutnya.
Baju biru, rambut pink. Pasti Kuro tuh.
I get it.
Enggak, Kuro beda. Rambutnya biru, itunya pink. Kalau Kuro.
You're right, Pengu. Malala is the GOAT.
Apa dah ini?
Kenapa jadi kecil gini?
Apa anjing? Tolong.
The best little legend in the game.
Pengu, I thought that was you.
Ini apa anjing? Gambar cong iya. Dia malah gambar cong, bener juga anjing.
Itu udah tarik real life core. Oh yang tadi itu lu bilang tarik.
Bang sebelah lagi marah-marah main wing tip. Terus siapa suruh tuh? Mending nontonin ini, ngetawain Taro nggak ngehit. Adu ilmu sama Milala ini. Dulu gue masih pulang 1 menit. Ingetin gue nanti nyalain suaranya guys.
Bukan anjing, itu jelas-jelas itu casternya, Cok. Next GB siapa yang keluar? Nggak tahu deh. Itu di set berikutnya deh kayaknya, selanjutnya next GB sih. Untuk season ini kayaknya udah selesai deh, udah habis deh. Milala join kompetitif sejak set 6.5. Udah habis? Belum. Baru game kedua cuy. Totalnya ada 6 game. Dan sekarang sisa 20 hari. 17 hari. Bentar. Live gue jangan-jangan muter ya guys ya. Koneksi gue lagi bermasalah kah?
Gue nggak ada. Apa lu nge-lag gue? Coba restart modem ya.
Bentar. Foto nih YouTube gue sampai 8.000 gitu merah-merah anjir OBS-nya.
Mokdok bikin konten set 14.5 isinya apa belum nonton? Gak tahu, gue juga belum lihat. Cok.
Udah muncul bocoran set baru. Abis final ini harusnya muncul. Dikasih.
Bang, nyalain suaranya, sabar. Ntar. Anjing. Milala tuh mukanya senyum tuh. Anjing ngehit gitu. Goblok.
Kenapa banyak bule kalau ngomong itu kayak ini ya? Kebuka itu mulutnya sebelah doang. Banyak banget bule kayak gitu.
Buka mulutnya sebelah doang.
Ya jadi dia kayak apa ya? Dia ngomong nih tapi mulutnya tuh kayak miring gitu. Jadi yang kebuka itu misalnya cuman mulut ke arah yang kanan doang mulutnya.
Iya, gue gak pernah merhatiin loh. Perasaan enggak gue.
Banyak anjir. Misalnya kayak si Nekra ini nih. Nekra ini dia juga ini agak miring nih tapi dikit doang.
Yeah, Malala just needs a top 4. Scapeus needs a third. Either of them can easily make it into that check.
Yang paling jelas itu Milala sih, yang jelas banget.
Ada lagunya, Cok.
Final as we've seen so many in the past.
I think there's really two.
Panjangnya kita harus senyum.
Weh, crab ref, Cok. Let's go enggak sih, Bang?
Gak ada yang mau, coy.
That is such a bummer for these players.
Enggak seru, cuy. Crab ref lah, Cok. Biar rame itemnya, Bang.
Bang, hadiah N-set dapat apa? Gak tahu. Tanya Kuro, Kur N-set dapat apaan?
Headset apaan?
N-season dapat apaan?
Atau tactician kali?
Ih, gak ada yang tahu tuh.
Next CB Morgana Core. Dah lah ada di bocoran di teaser set 11. Gue udah tahu semuanya tapi gue nggak bisa ngebocorin. Gue semua championnya udah tahu. Gue udah main PBE, udah main gue.
Ya udah kasih tahu gue biar gue yang bocorin.
Jangan dong.
Oh, jangan deh.
Apa aja chibi yang mau rilis, apa aja tactician non chibi yang mau rilis, apa aja isi battle pass-nya.
Can get to people. You know, we saw people standing on spatula, and that one can do a little bit more. But yeah, end of the day, pot of gold probably not too much.
The shortest game we've had so far.
Bahkan sebenarnya gue ngomong gitu aja nggak boleh cuy. Gue hanya boleh ngasih tahu kalau gue join PBE itu di tanggal 5. Nah.
Oh jadi tadi nggak boleh Kur, mampus gue cepuin deh.
Yang baru sentuh juga sebenarnya nggak boleh.
Mampus gue cepuin anjing.
Gak apa-apa lah. Halo Tidan. Nggak dapat crab ref. Ya nggak ada yang ngambil anjing.
Nggak facecam. Ntar gue lagi sempat dulu ah. Ntar dulu kan.
Ada yang ngambil tarik tuh. Milah lah tuh ngambil tarik tuh Pit.
Pegangan bang.
Bang ada geragas tuh bang.
Pegangan itu. Early game doang itu. Masa 10 reroll mainnya di ISPO ya.
PBE tanggal 5 kayaknya. Tapi kalau orang kayak gue PBE udah bisa mainin dari kemarin-kemarin cuy.
AFK? Taro AFK halo. AFK.
Tourney gitu boleh pakai tools yang kayak lu pakai gitu nggak Kur? Harusnya sih boleh. Kelas aja.
Ada yang pegang dua aneh. Aneh headline 2 biji tuh.
Taro is still on 2 ergots. So these players trying to play for the win streak with the spoils might have a little bit of trouble.
Milala itu cok switching gear mau menang kalah aja.
The champion duplicators and is sitting on a
Apa switching gear? Pantas tuh dia masukin Corki dulu.
Milili.
Ntar pas PBE lu streamingin gak Kur? Mungkin gue streamingin, mungkin juga tidak. Apaan tuh ada gelap di sini anjir? Taktisiannya ngebug. Bukan loh. Itu tuh di board tuh kayak 2 dari depan tuh ada bayangan gelap lipstick tuh.
Oh.
Tuh gerak tuh.
Gak tahu cok, gaib cok ini. KDA 10 sama Penta 10 menang mana? Kayak Penta deh.
And honestly, both of those times was contested heavily. That's just going to happen for you.
Set 11 no legend. No legend maksudnya apa? Wah anjir ada 2 urgot dapet. Oh ini cost 3 ya? Apa sih tadi? Oh pot of gold.
Milala lilu.
Lo mau main AK global nggak? Mungkin nanti kalau udah rilis di iPhone. Gue males main di Android.
Sombong amat.
Oh yeah,
Nggak seru pakai Android main game bang.
Bener sih. Nggak salah.
HP gue juga Black Shark, nggak seru main di Black Shark.
Lu HP 2, 1 buat streaming doang kan? Apa dua lu pakai sehari-hari?
Ini penjelasan legend.
Dikacangin cok, tidak.
Oh legend yang twisted fate gitu-gituan. Iya nggak ada.
Kalahnya jadi hardstyle gitu.
Jadi hardstyle anjing.
Ngeri gitu switching gear anjing. Edan.
Cuman kalau udah pegang hardstyle gitu agak sulit menangnya sih. Kecuali mau mati nyalain sama dia mungkin bisa.
me he's able to
Gue
work
pernah menang ke dia 10 tapi si Penta 10 dapat Vego B3. Anjing Penta 10 Vego 3 sih nggak logis tai.
is sort of on the outside looking in terms of that upper echelon of players, but has found this early bruiser start, and you also could tech in the pentakill.
Level transfer kapan ada lagi? Nggak tahu nih cuy, kayaknya nggak bakal ada dah.
Kind of the strongest board, and actually one of the weaknesses of Olaf is running into Vi because
Lol
Ini
PC
pas
nggak
dibuka
sih?
meledak ini.
with the ability to add the stun, so he takes the damage he can't actually
Kur main lol PC kur.
through. And we see Taro take this
Sakit.
is expected playing around this double.
Nanti
mau
paling gue
masuk
pas mau
Emerald.
giveaway.
Gue udah mau Emerald anjing lol PC cok.
Jir, ingat banget cok.
Iseng aja main Huey seru
I
aja.
don't think he got that from Spoils of War.
No, probably not on
Ada nggak yang mainin Huey di APC? Apa tetap mid dong deh?
game. That can come in handy to have
Kadang ada orang gila aja.
very strong advantages if he
Oh kurang ya di APC ya?
swiftly and get
Bisa-bisa aja sih. Cuma nggak sekuat itu clear wave-nya.
Oh, there is an Urgot here for Taro if he wants it. That
Gampang
would
kena
push him
panis
all the
gitu.
way.
It's staying there. Ice. Okay, Ice takes it away. Ice gonna grab that.
Halo bang, apakah TFT bisa ketemu jodoh?
Got the gargoyle
Bisa.
Dikit yang yang cewek cuy main TFT mah.
component, so it's probably for the strength of that item.
And I want to pay close attention to Ziria here because he has 6 Yasuos without the headliner already. All he needs is just the
Wah
headliner.
ini seriusan mau main pang nih bang, nggak main pang dong.
We've been seeing the
Main Kel reroll ini mah.
are able to natural it on
Itu rollnya
stage
0.
3.
Kalau main pang kan udah pasti nge-roll
The
pung.
AVP of that comp
Pung-
just dropped
pung roll.
significantly. It's really surprising to see how
Kalau nggak main Kel ya main Sena.
extra gold to find it. It's actually one of the ways
Tapi dia udah ngekunci, udah memperlihatkan dirinya bakal bermain Kel. Nah kalau ada yang nabrak, hujat nanti.
Bilala tuh tadi tuh. Nabrakin orang kan.
Halo Sivert.
Alright, two of our spoils players. It's going to be Degree going up against Skip.
Halo Jonas.
Skippeus did have a lot of those 2 stars, but this Olaf in the front line trying to run through this, and it does come down to the Ginsu Jinx actually being able to
Ah, ADC gap cok. Yang satu Jinxnya kuat anjing.
and try and get some extra gold from those stars.
Hai.
Have 2 more
Sama-sama dua sih Jing ya.
HP. Let's
Pusing nih
work
Degree ya.
into each other here.
Menang kalah menang kalah menang kalah.
Ada
menang kalah.
duplikator champion gitu.
Oh, I can't believe Taro lost.
Yeah,
but
Cok.
Skippeus is now the last remaining win streaker, so we'll have to see if he can actually hold on to that as we get here, because this board does seem strong, but it actually seems very beatable. I mean, it is the Vi and the Jinx as the main carries here.
Yeah, I like the Gwinsu slam here early, the best way to preserve an early win streak. We do see a lot of Heartsteel players kind of play the punk line to
Sampai ronde 6 cuy.
Gwinsu's one of the best stacking items on stage 2, and then go from there into
Apaan?
stage 4.
All right, well, Taro is in
Apanya?
Skippeus' pool. That's
Apaan
probably
ronde 6?
avoid the most.
Game ini.
Ends up being Relic, who's still on level 4. This should be relatively
Apa?
Sejelek itu kah main LS?
And we do
Enggak juga sih, cuman nggak se-powerful dulu.
into that Seraphine reroll line with the red buff and the superfan item, of course, there on Annie. A big thing to notice is that he does have an orb.
Nggak ada tempat lagi.
Typically, the best one you want to be looking for is that Mana Zane.
Anjing, galon mini anjing.
Anjir.
Galon mini cuy.
Gue kira di Indo doang ada begituan, Cok.
Gua tahu minumnya galon mini.
Ternyata di itu orang mana nih Latam ya?
Latam ya latam.
Di Latam ternyata juga ada galon segede itu, Cok.
Galon mini cuy.
Ada kerannya nggak ya dia ya?
Does a big roll down here, or if he's gonna wait for the
A+3 debut. Iya.
So, but it is
Min satu Yanto cuy.
here, and he's got one on the
Wih, Momen Yanto.
He tries to roll and find it, or he could just kind of let it.
What
let it ride
Echo
and
anjing.
see if he can find that
Wih,
one copy.
enak banget tuh. Tinggal nyari apa nih dia nih? Kritikal.
Yanto biji cuy.
Oh, tapi dia bisa bikin langsung itu tuh.
Well, I mean,
HOJ.
do want to
Tapi paling mau IE nih dia.
just one copy.
Oh anjing.
Yasuo. So you get
Aduh.
this round and
Kapan
Eh,
ya?
Bang. Bang, chill bang. Chill dulu bang ya.
if you spend pretty much 0 gold on rolls, that's where the Yasuo
Hmm.
2 gold on
Ada
rolls,
sepatu.
right?
Hah, Tede.
Ah,
Halo.
wih.
He's perfectly on.
Wah, ini hoki banget anjir.
His headliner is gonna
Level 5, XP baru naik level banget tuh. Dapat Sena, udah punya 4, ada True Damage Emblem. Wah,
set up so incredibly well.
Lah, ketemunya Yanto.
Typically seen that spat go over towards the
True Damage versus True Damage nih.
We'll see Jue ends up hitting some Senas early on, and it ends up
Kayak Soju nggak ada bang. Aduh, kayak Soju mah jauh anjir.
really early to get the true damage since it's a 2 cost, but it's not overly contested, right? ZUA only even wants the 3 copies, and so Saka
Masuk aja enggak kan ke final?
this Senna, as it feels like it's
Masuk ke sini aja
for Senna, and then on top of that there
Kayak
is another
Soju,
2-cost reroller with Relic on Seraphine.
And I do want to mention how much gold.
terus Robinson,
Are you guys prepared for this?
Hoki mulu
Tetsuko.
dari semalam. Iya anjing itu Riwe. Hokinya nggak jelas
There we
anjing.
go.
Tai itu.
Wild. That is going to be some
Tuh,
really
Riwe.
good money to have saved up
Hokinya
earlier
nggak
on.
logis
2
anjing
more
dari
seconds
kemarin.
augment, and it's
Gak
going to be
jelas.
gold.
Perbandingan skill sama hoki di TFT. Mungkin skill, ya mungkin bener sih, skill 70% kali ya. Ah, hoki
Enggak,
70%.
Hoki
Kenapa gitu?
70%.
From him going top 4.
Skill. Ya lu lihat yang turnamen Nusantara kemarin aja gue.
Currently looking
Ya itu mah karena BO 1 anjir.
Lah kan bener. Hoki 70%, skill 30% cukup.
I definitely would say that
Emang di Indo ada galon genggam gitu ya? Ada yang ukuran yang kecil gitu cuy. Berapa liter itu ya? 3 liter apa ya?
Is he has his punk in. This is a tech that we saw a lot from CN,
That's
where
right.
you use punk rolls and also the return on investment.
Masa kan nggak pernah sih lihat galon yang kecil gitu cuy?
Beautiful, love that, Clement. It's another way, it's not a reroll style, but it is using rerolls to actually cap out that Heart Steel board even higher.
Milala mau main
Attack
apa?
from something like Heartsteel because it allows you to tech in a higher value unit earlier than any other ID Flex player in the lobby. So you get that just extra firepower on top of a
Switching gear kasihan anjing udah gak bisa menang lagi
high
doi.
value.
Alright, taking a look at
Rencana dia nih menang kalah menang kalah menang kalah. Jadinya kalah.
Finally actually takes a loss. He was playing around Punk for quite some
Pancing TF 2 biji goblok. Woi.
He may play a little bit greedier. Maybe he finds hard steel and he actually
Anjing.
Wah ini sangat menggoda nih katanya.
Level 5.
He actually hit 2 of those in the same shop, only a 5% chance. If there ever was a disco game, this would be it.
Okman roll dapat crown bagus nggak sih? Ini apa
1,5 liter
pula
bang.
ada-
Oh 1,5 ya. Wih, apa
Ada
sih
yang
anjir
roll
tiba-tiba
dapat
ada
crown.
Tommy anjir.
Ada Tom anjing.
If you see her, that's
Terus dia juga dapat duplikator, dapat Tommy.
Pusing anjing.
oh, you're so right.
Lah, kenapa Ice yang jadi main kill?
Gak tahu.
The good news is he has one of the highest caps possible with the duplicator and
Perasaan tadi siapa tadi yang main ini ya?
a lot of his resources
Taro ya, Sake ya?
in his hands right
Apa gitu?
now. So he is going to drop
Tapi kan si Ice dari tadi udah dari awal pegangan ke Jinx.
for that kill. I believe that's already 4 kills on his board.
Yeah, he does have 4 kills. We saw him hit 2 of the 2 stars. We'll see if Ice actually ends up to get that.
TFT di turnamen MYSG nggak ada ya? Gue liat ID doang ada.
Reroll going through, so that's looking
SG ada itu kan kemarin qualifier ini ada SG cuy. Day 3 ya ada SG ya?
Halo? TF2 Milala, halo, TF2 anjing, TF2 tuh.
Bener diambil cuy.
3 strip 4 TF2 anjing.
Wow, dia bakal main ini kah? Oh dia buat ngejar ininya sih. Buat ngejar switching gearnya sih kayaknya ya.
I was looking at that.
Ya gak tahu bang dikasih.
Yang pasti sih nggak bakal dimainin anjir.
And I think people are gonna be
Nggak bakal dimainin disco maksudnya.
seeing that TF is
Loh,
now
tadi aja ada yang main disco.
No chance that Milala
Rung kan.
actually just check right here because he has such a huge tempo advantage.
Galon kecil kayak botol minum. Itu bukan botol minum anjir, beneran galon itu dia.
I'm in this lobby, I'm starting to
Kayak galon-galon yang lu beli 50 ribuan itu, tapi versi kecil.
Exe, cuy.
You slammed it for tempo because you've already got some decent tempo with it.
Oh mau XC Guardian ini.
Lobby, but he does have 50 gold. He's got
Exe
Heart
disco
Steel
dulu
online, and now
tuh,
it's
ada
Twisted Fate 2.
tariknya.
Scapeus though, we get a chance to check in on how he's doing, and he does have.
Buat ini, buat pegangan Guardiannya dulu itu sementara.
And we're gonna look at Ice as well. That's trying to get this Kale. I've been running. Also,
Kayaknya lucu deh set sekarang kalau ada Guardiannya bisa Guardian 8 gitu kan, Guardian 9.
I wonder.
Ya lucu anjing, satu tim Guardian
Doesn't look
semua.
in quite yet because of the items that are on the board.
Wih, Ice ini udah 6 nih kayaknya.
composition coming into
Iya,
the
Cok.
tournament is how easy it is.
Enak ini dia, Cok.
This wasn't a thing in previous patches, but this time in the tournament over
Ada yang ngepang sementara doang itu, ntar ganti deh. Cok.
hit the board.
Yeah, and I think it was a big struggle in North America for people to hit it during regionals because the comp was heavily contested. But I think some of the regions actually undervalued
Mantap banget, Cok.
and it led to a lot of players who actually valued that line, finding their Mordekaiser a lot easier than you would normally expect.
And he set up
Level 6 dapat bintang 2 morde, udah enak.
Level 6 Z juga enak.
Aduh, enak juga tuh ya.
Boleh.
with double ergot now finds the Z with perfect items.
Garden 8 udah kayak kulkas berantem keras
Is just
doang.
waiting for this opportunity
Di set sebelumnya ada tahu komposisi yang beneran
upgrades in.
Yeah, Tarmus
8 tank tapi tanknya tuh ada yang sakit jadi satunya dijadiin carry gitu.
in stage 2 and now he's
Lucu
down to
ya.
2 health on this 4 loss with the Heartsteel.
Game berapa ini? Game 3.
Stabilize is actually just find a Z too early because his cash outs are not going to be very good. He did not find the 5 Heartsteel despite having the 2-star Aphelios headliner with the Heartsteel +1.
Yeah, so it is just going to be that 60 break point. It's nothing to write home about for Taro as he finds the win, breaks the streak.
Degree mau main
Really going to have to look for that set, but he's only level 6. He's not even
Plus 2 rel level berapa? 6.
this point right as we got to 4-1. That's when a lot of people are able to go there, but a lot of times when you
Mau
play,
main
lost streak with Heartsteel, you're already pushing 8 at 4-2.
Bang, gue jadi ingat orang Surabaya yang marah-marah gegara orang non Surabaya banyak yang ngomong cok. Emang cok itu dari Surabaya ya?
Tahu kan.
Gak terlalu penting lah cuy.
Looking at Degree, he's benched a lot of this board. Looks like he's trying to tailor his tome here, maybe trying to go towards a Riven line. It ends up being potentially there, even though we thought this could be Heartsteel. Riven's still potentially open, gets the 8-bit in, starts tailoring for it, and these items can work out for Riven, though they're not the most optimal.
Mau main apa nih bang?
Emblem. Boleh.
Jazz ada juga.
Boleh.
Mau main yang mana abang Degree? Jazz yang dipilih cuy.
8 bitnya 4 cukup. Nah, Jazz-nya bisa 4. Anjing, keren.
Before in a couple of our previous games where the Jazz emblem can just be really powerful to get extra Jazz on. And so if you're angling and you're like, okay, well, I think I'm in like a decent enough spot. Just pick
Apa
the
sih,
Jazz
Fer?
emblem and you also do
Ini
have
portalnya apa? Itu di atas no, Pot of Gold.
A little dizzy though because he's trying to put this board together. He hasn't really put anything out there. He's going to take another big loss here because there's really not much power on this
Kena
board.
seradut
A lot
nih.
of gold on the bench, and not a ton of direction. Still at level 6, so 4-2.
Di Surabaya sih emang gitu, cacok-cacok ngomongnya, tapi lebih ke friendly.
And he's going to be very, very poor going into this roll down here. Likely only 30 gold if he
Jazz
wants
aja
to
dah
go
nanti
for
dapat
4-2.
spet.
But since he's already gone Jazz,
Sebenarnya 8 bit tuh nggak perlu 6 tuh ya udah oke. Yang bikin kuat Jazz-nya nih.
Heartsteel high rolls here, but let's see these augments coming in.
Apa mau diambil sama Ice nih? Ada pentakill tuh. Kayaknya dia bakal ngambil pentakill dah. Tapi ada Pandora. Itemnya udah bagus sih, tapi nggak usah Pandora kayaknya.
Milala. Sekali roll disco cuy.
Iya anjir.
Halo disco.
Seriusan si Ice mikir buat heroic grab buat apa ya? Buat morde 3 gitu?
I've been looking at Malala's POV right now.
Udah pasti dia ngambil pentakill jelek kirinya.
And so that's a
Okay.
huge
That's a huge hit.
upgrade to the board. Just needs to find a couple
Anjing,
extra.
satu kali roll set anjing BC.
The iron of the locket
Disco
of the
beneran
iron
ya cok, jadi disco cok.
It's just locked it.
Locket.
Milana rungkat ini guys karena telah memutuskan memilih disco guys.
Very supportive. Doesn't feel bad
Iya
either.
cok.
Degree, I saw his roll down. It was pretty dizzy. Didn't actually find anything. As we now go to Scapeus, we see he's actually hit his Twitch 3.
Anjing Z2 nih tako.
One in a trainer setiap muncul nggak pernah ada yang mau ngambil cuy di Tourney. Di game sebelumnya sih ada sih tadi yang milih tapi nggak dapet. Satu doang yang milih.
Satu tadi.
4 XC sih belum sanggup cuy.
Gila, main BC reroll goblok anjing gak gitu konsepnya cok. BC reroll anjing.
Apa ini lu main-main kayak begini katanya makan nih asen ini seraphine gitu ya.
Itu Milala udah senyum-senyum ketawa-ketawa anjing palanya sakit euy.
Mampus lu sisa 16 darah ngide sih. Nggak ngide sih sebenarnya.
So he got rid of it and he was looking
Couldn't see
for
the
something.
Main switching gear terus pakai hardstyle. Sulit menangnya.
Switching gear-nya enggak switch anjing.
Iya kagak switch anjir.
Kalah
Sulit.
doang anjing.
That's fair.
Right after 4-2, so I honestly believe that this board is actually stronger than it's showing against Relic.
Yeah, I mean, he even found a Ziggs on level 8, which, you know, it's only the 1-star Ziggs, but it's still very strong. Just picked up a...
Item juga nggak ada.
only 8 gold.
Called it, but
Udah bang kasih.
know yet. So
Aduh.
back to The Riven has to play.
Anjing.
Duh, kenapa nih?
Ini di Grimilala tadinya dua yang ke satu kedua kan, sekarang jadi dua-duanya paling bawah.
Yeah, ends up getting stuck on Riven. I don't think that's where we want to be. I think these are two of our boards in the lobby going at it in degree.
Anjing jadi 10-40. Tidak. Bentar guys.
Masih menang barusan Milala. Lu nggak kuat Setara, nggak ikut gue cuy.
Lu kali 2 sampai mana? Udah carousel belum?
Udah.
Udah ada yang ngambil.
Udah ngambil tapi spatula belum ada yang ngambil.
Oh iya.
Nah, diambil sama Ryue.
Lebih cepetan lu aja bener.
Kentang kali kur ngeprem. Iya cuy. Ini kayaknya IndiHome gue juga butuh di restart nih cuy. Koneksi juga ini nih. Merah-merah nih.
Streamer 144p, maaf dah anjing. Anjing. Empek, anjay, empek, cuy. Anjoy, empek. Empek. Halo, empek.
I don't feel like his odds of hitting were that high. It was not that much gold that he had to roll down, but he's one away from Vex, so that could salvage the spot. The problem being still not.
Anjing ini ngeri kalau bintang 3.
Mumu was the biggest anchor of the composition.
At least he's close.
He does have 6 copies, right? 3 away.
I do want to ask you guys, is Mortdog
Info channel temen Kuro, Air Liur 123.
456.
True, he did. Emiya would be the strongest.
Tusuknya pit. Oh iya, maaf. Lupa mulu gua. Ini masih nyangkut tuh. Gara-gara tadi.
Goodbye Bang Digri. Goodbye Bang Digri. Next, Milala. Udah dapet headliner.
Posisi titik.
Ya sampai mana lah Milala bertahan. Udahlah level 8. Item TF tidak ada.
Dadah.
Dan dia ketemu sama top 2, top 1.
Dadah, Milala.
Item kasih aja nggak sih Bang TF-nya satu lagi. Ketemu siapa nih dia nih?
Yasuonya, Cok. Oh, itu tadi.
This is at least a ghost board. So Malala might be going up against something that's a little bit lower strength, but if he's not.
Oh, kalau ini sih menang dia cuy. Ini musuh. Oh, yang ini tadi. Nggak lihat gue carry ternyata Yasuo. Nggak lihat gue tadi.
Bayangan itu.
Oh iya bayangannya. Beruntung dia cuy kita mau bayangan.
Satisfying anjing ngeliat TF lempar kartu musuh mati itu, bahagia anjing lihat itu. Milala akhirnya switching gear tuh dapat. Kasihan banget.
Baru tahu gue ada channel yang nge-stream ini. Ada cuy, kita dapat akses cuy. Siapa atlet e-sport yang paling populer sekarang di TFT Bang? Si Milala.
To fill out that win condition, 54 gold goes into the Amumu and the
TF reroll bisa menang Milala. Iya, Cok. Itu Milala 10 reroll mau main TF reroll anjing. Jangan salah, Cok.
Kurang 1 nih dia cuy. Roll terus kasih Bang.
Waduh.
Oh, malah yang ini yang jadi aja. Bagus lah. Satu lagi Amumu, Cok. Aduh, tapi kalau Pantheon sih nggak bisa dijual ya.
Okay, that's great. You can make a death cap. You can also make a Morello's if you want.
Ionic, Morello. Ionic, Morello enggak mau.
Udah pasti bikin event slot dulu cuy.
Kan Vex Magic kur.
Iya, cuman mau ditaruh di mana itu?
Disco menang nih lawan ini.
Enggak cuy, Vex-nya bagus ulti soalnya.
Mana? Disco, Cok.
Oh iya, nggak mati dia tapi.
Waktu meta Twin Terror X nih nggak menang lawan Disco.
Udah dapet tuh itemnya TF-nya. Akhirnya dapat juga item TF. Dia dapat item ternyata sih ini. Milala.
and that was
Kan tadi
a
ini.
huge distance of
Creep
getting
round.
that check, and Malala's knocked him out.
Anjing,
So
Moser
Malala
nih.
now has
Posisi
a shot to
Moser
reach
coy.
that checkpoint before Skippeus can.
Ada flex apa ini anjing? Baru lihat gue. Kayak
Di
ada
shop
flex.
soju ya nggak lolos mereka cuy.
Ada flex macam apa ini cuy?
I'd be okay if we keep going on.
Halo?
Especially Zio.
Adek. Dek.
Pertama kali sih gua ngelihat 5 monster 5 pentakill gini.
Ada flexnya aneh banget. Monster bikin circle anjing. Ini ada flex, ada Z, ada apa tuh Viego. Ada flex macam apa?
Wih, masih bertahan Milala cuy. Ini Milala harus naik level 9 sih.
Nggak akan bisa mati bentar lagi. Mati ini.
Ya Milala kan hoki banget cuy.
Enggak, Cok. Tuh, nggak ngehit, nggak bisa
I'm
deh.
happy that Taro has been able to turn things around a little bit. So maybe can continue to
Ada
do
disco,
so as
cuy.
he's
Tapi dia lumayan juga sih, dia dapat ini ya, dapat
there might not
siapa
be
Ilawi.
enough time to get that online.
Ya kan dari tadi dia posisi titik. Cuma harusnya kalah. Dia nggak bisa level 9 di sini, dia kalah.
Lawan siapa nih Milala nih? 2, 3, 4. Bayangan lagi enggak.
Nah, ini yang aslinya, Cok. Kain 2 anjing kur. Level 8 kok.
Wah iya anjir.
Kain 2 level 8 anjing.
Ente Milala.
Dadah disco.
Udah boleh berhenti main disco Bang Milala.
Ini Ryue hokinya nggak jelas anjing dari kemarin. Dia kemarin
Bila
ada
lihat Ryu ininya jidatnya tadi anjing. Bukan apa? Alisnya. Ngetown gitu.
itu Ryue dari kemarin ya Gur. Dia main ada flex storm of trade ngedrop 3 biji, 4 biji anjing dari hasilnya. Goblok anjing. Sekarang level 8 kain 2 apa dah?
But there is the Ziggs. He would have had it. Malala would have had it.
One more fight win, he gets the Ziggs too. Maybe he can stabilize to survive
Stop
over
disco,
one more
anjing.
person.
Halo Kuroedi.
Being the other one,
Itu
Kutukan
dia
disco
mau-
terpatahkan. Terpatahkan apa anjir? Udah rungkat itu.
might have been enough that it
Itu
doesn't
dia mau
matter
ke
anyway as we look at the
TD 9.
lobby health and just how healthy
Coba lihat. Oh iya anjir.
Jasonya Ejlok tuh nggak jadi.
6-2 damage online. So I'm looking at Zuye and Saka having some really high cap boards.
Dapat TD lagi iya, Cok.
Tapi sulit sih. Kecuali di carousel bisa tiba-tiba dapat Yasuo atau enggak dapat duplikator mungkin bisa tuh.
Unfortunately, the Mordekaiser is being held by the other two players, so he really doesn't have the front line.
Yeah, it's gonna make it really tough, right? He's on 6 copies and he has a duplicator, so he only needs
Agak ini juga sih.
with how many are being held, it's still just gonna be such an uphill battle where maybe it's just better.
Dia harus dapat headliner true damage terus harus punya Yasuo.
Anjing hoki banget ini Sake itu. Ekonya sempet ngestun Kyle. Kyle jadi kalah tuh.
And Zuye is now going to be the next player that is
Reroll semua nih lobby nih.
in this game. Picks
Kalah, Cok.
I was really surprised by that loss. You know, with the 2-star Kane, I thought he might have been able to get it. So
Kain true damage.
the positioning to prevent the
Kain bintang 2, duit 50 tuh gimana ceritanya anjing?
I mean, I'm looking at it as like 5 edgelords, 6.
Halo Azuri.
Kane is true damage. He has a healing item. I'm like, how is this board not
Besok bahas
good?
patch 14.5 Bang Mordok udah upload tadi.
But I still don't think
Mungkin bahas.
sometimes.
he can still
Nggak
definitely
yakin
cap,
gua.
and some players
Apanya?
ditch the 5 edgelord
Ini
completely. It's not
kayaknya nggak mungkin pivot deh Yasuo-nya.
go for the Lucian instead, which would be
Kecuali kalau dia tiba-tiba nemu headliner KDA nah baru TD
Yeah, once again,
natural baru dia ganti, kalau enggak kayaknya nggak akan ganti deh.
Iya, harus itu pun dia harus juga mikirin gimana cara dapat Yasuo-nya.
the solo one left, but he's already lost his edge of night, and once again, Zio just losing by 1 or 2 units, and it's just not being able to.
Dia harus tiba-tiba nggak sengaja dapat duplikator sama nggak sengaja dapat true damage.
Duitnya banyak sih, dia bisa nge-call langsung. Cuma susah
would love to see how
dapat
many
TD.
stacks he does have on that Yasuo right here.
Yang reroll pada megangin unit AD flash di stage 4.
You do want to see at least something
Loh,
like an 800
strategi,
on that
cuy.
to cut through the front line.
See the next item pick up
Strategi tuh.
through on the neutrals round. Take stock around the lobby. We
Live 2D-nya keren banget. Alhamdulillah. The one and only Clover.
on for Zue. And then we have a spell weaver board with the Seraphine and Ice on the
Aruri sama Clover juga kan ya?
across the board. Senna, Seraphine, Kale, and Yasuo.
And here's that pot of gold.
This
Does that
is
help?
exactly what Zero is
Still kayaknya seru deh dimainkan. Seru. Kalau nggak nomor 1, nomor 8.
has the Lucian he can look for, and now he's hit one of them. This is gonna give him shred in the early phases, which he still has stuck on the 1-star Kiana.
Looking at these item pickups, a lot of players looking for big rolldowns as well. We didn't see the Mordekaiser be able to be hit. Instead,
6 edgelord 5 TD.
pushing the level
Ngeri
because of the
banget.
players were trying to keep him off of that Mord.
Oh, 6 edgelord 6 TD.
A Kali 2. So that was
Wah, kalinya bengong.
to be able to get that in on the board.
Yeah, and the edge of
Gak ada
being
itemnya, Cok.
added to the cane, so now he can't get
Tapi
instant
kain ya.
focus down in every fight. Like,
Hilang
Tuh,
kain
mantap kayaknya coy.
does end up getting taken now anyway.
Wah, waduh.
Cok.
Waduh.
Hidup
Waduh.
Cok, anjing.
Oh, big stun
Okay.
from the Echo. Actually, enough Zue able to finally break this loss streak, though the fight was still incredibly
gitu.
close.
Emang
It
gitu,
feels like
Cok.
just a matter of
Strategi.
Ini kalau nggak salah bentar lagi TFT udah bakal ganti set ya. Iya. Iya, aku anak Seper. Aku Seaya. Iya, Seaya ya. Aku lupa nama dia.
He is going to put the cane here and try to find an edge lord path into the backline.
Kain.
KDA
Yanto.
side locked, so he has to position around those.
Kain tuh.
You want to make sure that you can take out that backline as quickly as possible because all of those
Bukannya Yone bagusan
many cast off as possible.
di depannya Yone ya. Biar dia bisa nge-stun segera.
Running into Relic right now, and there's that Seraphine right in the
Bebas
back left.
dimakur.
Yasuo could find a way to wrap all the way
Trot.
around. He goes after
Trot,
the six now.
trot, trot, anjing. Kain, anjing. Aku punya ini.
Langsung ke belakang tuh kayaknya anjir.
Trot.
As long as the positioning goes okay for GUA,
Trot.
still gonna live a while for the Nico, but this is the weakness there.
Anjing, dapat duit lagi, goblok.
Lumayan.
She can't get effective damage out.
It does come down to KDA board placement sometimes. As we see here, he could wrap directly around the right side.
Manical Relo perlu event slot nggak kur?
Tentacles there, it wasn't
Pakai mah
enough.
magic.
Right now, looking at the rest of these boards, he's gonna have to
Magic.
try
Kalau mau sih nggak apa-apa dia bikin itu.
when it comes
Apa namanya? Onyx Spark. Tapi Kyle pun dia udah punya ini, udah punya shred.
Go to, that is the next big upgrade that this board is looking for.
Carry aslinya Kain bukan Yasuo. Ya Yasuo carry di early game doang, cowok. Udah gini mah. Yasuonya ya seadanya udah.
Who is next? Relic is also very low at this point, and it's going to be running into the Senna board.
Yeah, GUA actually does have both.
Oh, Ken-nya udah full item, pantes menggila banget anjing. Pegang Edge of Neck juga.
Anjing tuh.
Tir, lu lihat tuh. Tuh, apalagi ngelawan satu unit gitu makanan kain banget anjir. Warak duit lagi.
Gila, gila anjing.
Itu duit dari mana sih?
Dari Kain.
Relic has fallen on the other
Kain
side.
Ken nge-kill dapat ini ya.
Survived to make it
Kain kalau lagi menang, lu ngebunuh unit lu dapat duit. Kalau lu lagi kalah ngebunuh unit nanti darah lu nambah, darah tactician-nya.
strong in game.
Hmm.
You have to trust in the process. A lot of times if you play reroll,
Efek stress wonder itu bisa di stack nggak sih?
don't want to let
Nah itu gue kurang tahu sih. Kalau misalnya dari item sih nggak bisa di stack. Cuman kalau misalnya kayak TF dikasih Onyx Spark nggak tahu dah itu bisa nambah apa enggak ya? Bisa nggak, Pit?
Enggak.
Enggak ya.
Udah Kiana 2, Akali
Aduh, Kiana udah 2 anjir.
Banget anjing, udah skip.
Ini menang sih ini Ryu ini.
It really is just positioning against the edgelord composition.
Skip anjing.
Positioning trying to come down.
Orang hoki level 8 kayak 2 anjing.
You have to kind of play
Cheat.
in this one zone.
And we do see Saka
Oh.
actually saving up with 49 gold. He
Senna juga 6 true damage ternyata.
another Jazz unit
Betul.
going over to level
Ngadu TD
9.
tuh.
However, this positioning for him not looking so
Wah
good.
anjir, gila banget Ken, cok.
Serot.
Yet another.
Orang gila mana kok 4 level 8 kayak 2 dia
I
anjing.
do want to point out the
Keren,
reason
man.
that Senna instantly imploded is because the lid for
Senna pun nggak yang terlalu kuat sih.
damage able to take out the carries.
Kayak di antara cost 2 reroll Kel, Seraphine sama Senna, kayak Senna yang paling lemah ya.
sitting at a very healthy HP at 42, but how
Kalau plus 2 enggak juga.
against the real board?
Semua imbang tergantung kayak
That's the big question.
mana yang lebih ngehit.
Can Yasuo or Kane make it to
Kalau Kyle menurut gua paling bagus deh.
by KDA because
Kyle.
now Kane is looking
Iya,
at this
kalau
board
Kyle.
saying, oh,
Kyle
every
ya,
single
Kyle
unit is
yang paling
separated
kuatnya.
from the rest.
Lu kalau kayak
I'll just have
Seraphine itu
45
kurang lebih
times in
sama.
this next fight if I go up against it.
Yeah, when do you ever just get off the hexes, right? It's always
Tadi ada airliner Akali nggak diambil. Akalinya true damage nggak tadi? Terus yang kedua harus ada pengganti Yasuo-nya.
And Ice definitely knew that he was going up against a Senna. That's why he sparked.
Yasuo-nya kan bintang 3, jadi dia nggak mungkin dapat klon Yasuo lagi.
Is that you want to give out the hex. You want to make sure that Yasuo can't just slide into your back line.
Kyle.
The lethal
Jadi susah dia mau bikin 9 true damage.
That's gonna be 2 remaining. Ice and
Lu
Zhu.
pikir menang sih ini Ryue. Gila.
Wih.
For the edgelords for the rest of the
CN.
because of the ability for Kane to just get the constant resets, but Live for Danger is in this lobby, which is going
Gak
to
ada
allow
last
you to get
stand
that
walk cut.
AoE anyways.
Oh, this is
Dekat banget anjing itu lagi udah Kane 2 juga. Udah dozen meter anjing game.
My dreams are completely dashed. I thought the double rapid fire was enticing enough, but
Semua tergantung hero depannya, Kur.
That would have been kind of cool to see. Maybe Lucian not always the most
Iya sih.
accurate of units either, but at the very least you can sort of have that natural dodge chance. There's a lot of gold though for.
Tapi kalau Kyle itu dia bisa nge-heal depannya.
That's a huge unit to be able to have in.
Wajing.
we'll see unfortunately that his
Wah, bintang 3.
Oh, he actually found it. Yeah, you can just sell out of that extra Viego, and he's waiting to pick it up.
Gak ngaruh sih kayaknya.
second year.
Setebel-tebelnya Morde, musuhnya TD anjing.
Dia kayaknya harus ini deh, harus ngebanyakin depan Kyle ini deh. Misalnya kayak Lilia itu harusnya ditaruh aja di depan Kyle. Jangan taruh di hexnya. Kalau gini kan jadi enak tuh. Nah ini misalnya nih, terus langsung nyampe ke Kyle-nya. Nah tuh ya suhunya dapet dia.
Menang deh itu pentanya.
Mordekaiser and the Yorick, the bash from
Enggak deh,
the front
kalah.
line, take it down, and Ice gonna be able to pick up the win.
Menang itu tadi kan ini.
Oh yang menang yang Kyle ya.
Kan hijau aja yang bertahan. Gara-gara itu ya dia bintang 2 ini tadi ya.
Yorick sama
Yang
Morde.
ya Yorick sama Mordonya hidup. Menang ternyata. Ingat guys, musuh ada Yasuo. Nah sedangkan si Ice dia punya Yasuo Magic coy. Dia ada ini Morde. Ngomong kotor gitu.
Masa sih ini kena copyright lagunya lagu pang.
Kalau ini mah enggak anjir. Wih itu si Saki itu.
Masa sih ya kena copyright anjing lagu pung.
Nah nanti Crab Ref bakal ada copyright Fit. Kalau lu live terus ada pakai musik baru Crab Ref kena copyright.
Oh iya. Sayang tadi nggak 9 TD, nggak bisa dia.
Kalau 9 tadi kan main tuh. Bisa menandingi si 10 KDA tadi ya kan untuk konten.
Konten ini.
Transcend creation. Creating. Oh man.
Kursi Kur.
Udah bosan gue kursinya.
Beli Kur.
Enggak sih Kip.
Minta di ini aja, disponsorin kursi. Nanti lu unboxing.
VTuber mah susah dikasih item begini cuy. Air liur si X-Pro player HE Bangkor. Emang lu main HE, Pet?
HE apaan anjing?
Heroes Evolve.
Mana ada gue main HE anjing?
GG Edgelord top 2. Ya Yasuo coy. Yasuo mah emang beberapa kali sih emang pernah win juga kalau nggak salah deh.
Kalau kos Yasuo bintang 3 dijual apa nggak balik ke shop? Ya balik, cuma dia harus judi nemu kalau nggak Kiana true damage, Akali true damage,
Akali true damage.
Eko true damage yang susah nyari itunya.
Nyari itu harus di level 9.
Iya, nyari headline true damage-nya susah.
Akali ada 2 aja sulit. 3 lagi threadnya.
Ada lagunya, Cok. Mute anjing, nanti kena copyright goblok. Caster yang komisan kok kayak aneh gitu ya? Ya.
Risu dapat kurs sponsor dari Secret Lab. Ya kalau itu mah gede banget sih.
Masih bisa tadi Eko TD kan dia di
Mana ada?
level 8 terus gold juga up 50. Susah nyarinya. Terlalu gambling, kecuali lu bisa nih lagi apa namanya ngerol ditawarin tiba-tiba set ini nih headliner true damage, nah baru dia pindah. Kalau nggak mah enggak tuh biasanya kekecilan. Lu kalau jual Yasuo mau duit lu 50 juga nyari yang TD itu susah.
Kayaknya pas Tourney WR dulu iklan kursi gaming jadi poin utamanya sampai komen penuh dengan tema kursi. Iya kah? Berapa game lagi? 3.
Level segitu cari Yasuo sebiji di mana? Iya sih.
Ya makanya butuh duplikator champion. Nggak harus champion sih. Butuh duplikator deh.
Sama butuh headline TD nyari aja. Masanya nih lu nyarinya Eko, Akali itu tuh 3 trade-nya ya. Chance lu ngejual Yasuo nyarinya Eko atau Akali headline true damage tuh susah. Headline-nya ada 3 trade anjing. Bisa aja nyala Exe, Spellweaver kayak atau enggak Sentinelnya kan tolol anjing. Susah, Cuk.
Terus di level 9. Level 9 mau dapat cost 5 gimana nya? Harus level 10 nyarinya.
Paling susah kayaknya nyari yang TD.
Welcome back.
Ini ada lagu copyright nggak, Kur? Kan lu nggak nge-mute nih. Lagunya lagu TFT apa bukan nih?
My dear colleagues Counterfeit, Hooperson, and Impatches Panda. Now, of course, after that game, we were all, a little bit relieved, I will say.
Lagunya lagu TFT bukan?
I personally was also a little bit sad.
Kan gue nge-mute.
Bukan.
Bukan ya, udah gue mute aja dah.
Kenapa nggak Discord lu aja? Discord kenapa nggak OBS-nya ya lu mute?
Bisa.
And create too much trouble for other
Biasanya
people
gue mute
to
nih coba
them
nih.
and stop them from going for the
Set.
championship win. Instead,
Yang
they
ini
go
bukan
the
ya?
other way. Skipper's
Apa yang ini?
at least chose a path that he had trod before.
Oh iya
We've
bener.
already seen Degree show works in this tournament with executioners, but from Alala going for the disco, with head in the hands moments a bit there. It seemed like
Lagu DJ remix Indo.
he was already ahead of the pack.
And looking
Ih.
Apakah Milala hokinya abis? Itu.
Ada
Tadi
itu
dia-
tuh biolanya Jin.
Iya, nying.
And then being able to kind of
Ini Tourney TFT nggak bakalan, yang ini mah kagak. Yang ini online. Yang Vegas Open doang yang LAN setahu gua.
Could even level up, and then later on being blessed a little bit by that 2 damage emblem as well as the cane. But with that, having 3
Cantik juga Makes.
Hooper is this
Semua aja cewek dibilang cantik. Iya dah, cewek cantik. Bener. Gue juga cantik kalau di makeup, Cuk.
Now in the second and third game, they're actually popping off, gaining the top 3. On first place was Relic, but actually what
Milala game ini ngide anjing switching gear tapi nggak ke switch gearnya, Cuk.
and Ice with the first place.
And I mean, looking at CN, Ice Baby on top, playing a perfect game of Kale, reroll. Everything went in this player's favor. Spoils of War scaling all the way into stage 6.
Karena main disco jadi rungkat.
That reinjection of gold as
Tahu
well.
anjing.
And we saw it. He picked up magic.
Galau dia mau main recall, udah pada recall semua lobbynya tuh.
For the Rage Blades and the Gunblade, and more to catch up with double Crown Guard as well.
Kemarin setnya kursi roda. Iya. Kemarin tuh temanya lebih ke ini. Texas gitu. Kenapa Jin selalu dikaitkan sama angka 4? Karena emang dibikin kayak gitu Riot.
Milala masih nomor 1 nih, Kur.
Iya anjir.
Kalau
Nomor
gini
4. Iya nomor 5 tadi dia.
Ini Milala kalau masih game ini ke 1 nih, langsung beres, Cok, turnamennya. Dia menang aja.
Belum tentu nggak sih? Kalau misalnya dia rungkat-rungkat terus gimana? Tapi susah sih kalau dia rungkat.
Yang abis ini poinnya di atas 20 kalau menang udah langsung beres turnamennya, dia yang juara.
Kalau misalnya ini dia nomor 1 gitu, kelar gitu gamenya.
Tadi kan ada yang poinnya 14. Kalau dia juara 1 udah beres turnamennya. Dia cuma 20 poin, terus lo harus ke 1 syaratnya.
Habis 20 ke 1 dulu.
Kalau udah poin lu 20 ke 1 udah menang.
Berarti belum cukup 1 kali win lagi dong, baru 19 dia.
Enggak. Kan dia kalau misalkan 19 nih, ke 1 tambah 8 udah nyentuh 20.
Berarti butuh 2 game lagi kan?
2 game sih, 1 nggak sih sekalian jalan gitu.
Kalau mah dia baru poinnya 27 mah masih bisa dikejar, Pit. Kan sekarang poinnya 19. Terus selanjutnya di 19. Terus selanjutnya dia nomor 1, menurut lu udah menang. Nah, itu kan poinnya berarti baru 27.
Kan minimal 20 doang.
Emang gitu sistemnya? Siapa yang 20 duluan dia yang menang gitu?
Bukan dari poin. Misalkan lu poinnya udah nyentuh 20, lu harus ke 1 baru lu juara.
Nggak ngerti gue.
Gimana ya cara gue jelasinnya ya? Intinya kalau poin lu udah sampai nyentuh 20, lu ke 1, lu menang.
Ya tapi lu bilang cukup 1 game lagi.
Iya kan, kalau 19 tambah 8 poin jadi 27.
Nah belum cukup dong, kalau berarti kan poinnya 27 kan? 27 mah masih bisa dikejar anjir sama yang lain.
Placementnya bukan poin, yang menang juara ini tuh bukan poin. Syaratnya cuma 20 poin, nah udah ya ke 1.
Iya berarti itu syarat winnya sekarang jadi gitu tuh. Siapapun yang di atas 20 poin dia yang menang. Yang duluan di atas 20.
Yang di atas 20 poin dan ke 1 di game itunya.
Baru tahu tuh gue.
Semuanya udah 20 nih. Yang ke 1
yang ke satunya yang menang. Oh, ada sistem gituan.
Iya, saya kata gitu.
Berarti khusus di final doang itu berarti ya?
Iya, final doang. Sisanya mah kalau yang biasa poin doang. Kalau final kayak Vegas kemarin, pokoknya lu ke 1 menang.
Tapi katanya dia poinnya masih 19, jadi syarat 1 kali winnya nggak berlaku katanya, Pit. Apa emang iya?
Berarti harus ke 20 poin dulu, baru menang lagi sekali lagi gitu.
Gak tau deh. Halo Zeno, thank you telah memperpanjang membership. 6 round cuy. Oh jadi tetap butuh 2 match ya. Tapi kalau misalnya 2 match berarti dia butuh nomor 1 di match yang ke round kelima. Kayak Apex dong, seru tuh. Gue baru tahu ada sistem kayak gitu.
Tapi final doang biasanya kayak gini. Biar seru.
Bukan biar seru itu, Pit. Biar pulang cepet anjing.
Goblok, biar pulang cepet anjing. Soalnya
berarti kemarin yang Vegas kayak gitu berarti ya?
Iya. Di yang set sebelumnya kan ada words-nya juga, Kur. Yang set 9.5. Itu dari harusnya kayak 8 game kayak sekarang nih. Mainnya cuma 4 game aja gerak ke satu udah beres aja.
Jir.
Iya, jadi cuma 4 game doang aja.
The worst mentality to have is I just need to go 8 and block someone out because there's 6 players that
Ayolah bang, main wandering bang. Kalian yang udah pasti rungkat ini bisa nggak sih ngambil wandering anjir?
Okay, but I'm looking at the
Nah, gitu dong.
I am instantly getting excited.
Gue sake lo bantu wandering bro. Please lah wandering biar seru ini Tourney. Weh Riot. Lu pencet Riot.
There's 2 people sitting on wandering tree.
Lu atur konsolnya ke arah wandering Riot. Oke.
Ya, goblok.
Tai lah Riot.
Gak asik, Cok.
Nggak seru, Cok.
No, I don't. I actually wanted to see it removed, but they guaranteed that they would keep it in.
Biar game itu seru, Cok.
Take a look at all of our players here, right? Malala obviously just needs
Penonton kecewa, iya.
going to make it to check. And we look at the players with 16 points. Skapeas and Saka, they both need to get 5th or higher, and they'll be able to get their check as well. And then we go down to the players at 14 points. Ice, Relic, GUA. Well, all of them would need top 3 in order to secure check in this game. Degree and Taro can't get it, so they just want highest placement as possible, try and get themselves in a spot where they can get check on the next game.
And honestly, if you think about what has been winning these lobbies so far, it hasn't really been Heartsteel. We've seen the 10KDA earlier from Game 1, Game 3, it was the Kale. So a lot of times...
Halo Yoga, terima kasih telah memperpanjang membership Yoga.
Well, I think what's really tough about that is the tempo of the lobby. Depending on how quickly all of these players are going to be hitting those...
Kalau yang main mah malas dapat wandering. Iya cuy, teman penonton kan seru gitu. Terus kita seru gitu ngelihat, wih dapat ini dia. Ah dia kocak dapat jelek coy. Wah ini orang hoki kan itu bisa gitu aja. Terus kita lihat Milala kan, Milala dapat jelek coy, dapat country.
Looking at what the augments end up being to see if the tempo is increased once again or if we end up somewhere.
Terus siapa yang dapat Jazz? Nah udah seneng tuh.
And none of the players have actually popped their completed
dapat Jazz sudah menang aja.
yet. This is pretty typical here, and there is going to be some high rollers and some low rollers. The best one you can possibly get, I would say.
Aduh hoki sih wandering. Iya.
Up to so many different lines, probably the S tier item.
Yeah, outside of that, maybe red buff because of its flexibility. It can go in a lot of different ways. We see a lucky streak for Degree. That's a way to really jump.
Karena seru melihat hidup orang yang ditentukan oleh kehokian, guys.
Anjing ada yang main itu, Kur.
Apa?
Star Arborn.
Wes, momen kayak reroll tuh. Senari roll tuh.
Yoga, welcome to membership. Thank you sudah join membership.
Yoga di sini juga jadi membership nih.
Wih. Dia
Yoga Yasuo ya.
Klub, Cuk. Iya, Cuk. Ikut banyak kegiatan klub kan.
Ice.
Milala udah Kylo banget anjing.
Wah, Pet lu lihat anjing yang di kiri udah punya ini, udah punya Kel headliner. Siapa tuh tadi? Bangke. 2-1 dapat Kel headliner.
Udah enak hidupnya, Cuk.
Anjir. Siapa tadi tuh yang di kiri ya? Kayaknya si Skip Pause deh atau enggak Relic.
Ada yang ini ya, level 4 udah dapat Kylo anjing.
Gue main Wandara dapat Disco Desert tetap aja Tusun karena Disco.
Lah. Ayo sini adu Kur anjing.
Lu bakal nggak hoki, Bit.
Aduh jing. Aku support pengrajin riot lokal Bang Pit, kelas yoga. Pengrajin riot.
Diambil anjir sama dia, Cok.
Lah nggak jadi main reroll dia orang, Cok.
Seriusan ini.
Ayo main
Agak sayang sih power Star of Born-nya.
Ini Taro udah kiper. Mau main Moser nih.
Bom yang paling bagus punya siapa, Kor? Nggak ada sih gue merhatiin.
think it comes down to the
Orang gila
offense.
macam
If you
apa
get the
ngambil
first
kiper,
match,
anjing.
so many good ones.
Halo?
Heartsteel is all about item saturation into the late game, so it really
Taro coy, momen Mosar ini dia mungkin.
Moser ya.
Momen Mosar kamu ya.
I don't like to see Taro has been
Boleh.
Belum belajar dari Milala kamu ya.
for a disco.
Udah dapet easy TF bintang 2 tadi masih lost loh.
End up seeing yet another disco fall to the ground.
Well, I do see the Olaf that he's sitting on as well, and so I wonder if there's ever a
Bang, lihat board lain bang. Gak ada gunanya ngeliatin board orang sekarang itu loh, observer. Nggak mungkin orang reroll sekarang anjir.
3-2. We'll see on 3-2,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Submit to the pit could still be picked up on
Yeah.
3-2,
Yeah.
and then absolutely, yeah. We actually saw players at
Tuh, observernya tuh kurang banget, cuk.
it is something that is possible. I won't count it out completely.
I actually have seen this in TOC. You know, you're not making things up, but it usually is from the Jax line transition. You go keepers. And then
Enak kokor buat nguatin early board, bukan cuman buat reroll. Tapi mainnya hard steal anjir.
just
Oh,
give
iya
yourself one more out that you would
Kylo.
not otherwise
Nah ini
have.
nikel yang tadi. Oh ya bener si Relic.
You have disco units on your board, and we know
Bentar,
that
bentar. Weh Relic. Itu gue liat kepala kursi lu kebalik tuh anjing.
Relic's board, you do have this early Kale.
Lah iya
Oh,
anjing.
yeah, and I do want to mention the blue buff on the Vi. This is actually a secret tech, I would say.
Menang anjir.
And you can actually backline your Vi for that as well.
Ooh, getting more of the Clement tech.
Relik mana nih, dia nggak minum lagi kur dari galon.
We've got
Galon mini anjing.
Saran obat masuk angin dah seminggu demam flu nggak sembuh-sembuh.
Relic has gone towards
Apa ya, jahe kali ya?
Taro,
Atau enggak pir yang direbus sama jahe kali ya?
but it's going in a disco direction.
Milala pegang Kyle.
You really look for, so it could be something else. for Taro cooking up.
Pentakill. Just
Oh iya, Milala sih udah pasti kill sih itu.
It is the Exodia of the
Itu.
match. If you get 10 pentakills,
Nabrak sama Relic nih.
you can do it. It's much better than 10 KDA.
is it?
It is.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
sad you're telling me that when I'm.
Yeah.
Agak sulit sih itu kalau mau ini pivot kecuali dia ada apa gitu.
Milala udah ngintip-ngintip ya anjing. Pivot bangsat katanya.
Anyway,
Jual
Masalah-
anjing Kyle lu.
Masalah dia udah ngejadiin gunblade anjir.
oh,
Gitu.
I don't know. What
Gunblade mah pivotnya cuman ke ini doang paling, ke Ahri. Kalau enggak disco.
Sena masih mending, masih bisa.
Right, so this spat is just
Enggak
Oh,
yang
masih
paling
bisa ya?
bagus, cuma masih bisa ya.
very open to just lost streaking on this stage, regardless.
Seem like this would be the place
Tapi jadi kurang banget sih damage Senanya jadinya ya.
do it now. Show the world what you have. He's 11 points away from
Ini mau main
and he
apa anjing?
can't check
Sake
for,
nge-slam
at least
JG nggak?
two more games.
Yeah, so going for open fort, just gonna lost streak quite a bit.
Oh enggak, ini berarti cuman pegangan doang ya.
Fort in the late
Mau
stage.
main Katarina ya, dia slam jauh gauntlet.
Nar headliner on the end.
Iya, apa ya?
Really, really good for win streak and
JG
buff Sterix. Pretty reasonable items to be
apa buat main Ahri gitu?
It does look like Saka is going to be going for
Sake
something.
duduknya
I think
miring.
this is like
Itu
the Senna
ini cok,
transition. He actually
tulangnya.
slammed
Skoliosis.
Iya.
rather interesting. Jeweled Gauntlet, you know, not
Itu tulangnya
typically
anjing.
favored in the Senna composition because true damage doesn't crit. But we'll see where he goes for. We know he does.
Ini
play
Riwe,
blue
gue liat
buff on the
dari
Senna.
kemarin mukanya cemberut mulu gini anjing.
TFT dari set rank nggak? Ada tanggal 20. Pivot apaan? Transisi.
Items for that with the super fan online as well. Looks like 4 super fan, no 3. It's actually a pentakill Nar.
T11 kapan bang? Perasaan tadi udah gue jawab nggak sih Effendi? Tanggal 20.
Spoils of war, gonna be able to make a lot of econ.
Yeah, especially because like
5 super fan genar.
But wow.
Halo,
Super fan on the other side.
Numpang bang Radian.
Awkward for Zip.
halo Bewan genar.
A 4-win streak. Can he actually make it to the
Halo
PvE
Bewan
round?
genar.
We'll see. The Radiant Sterix going to be very strong, but the rest of the board for Zue was a bit better initially. He's got a healthier Gnar, but the Radiant Sterix, I believe it's already paused.
Halo
Anjir.
Bewan.
Too much to get
Halo
to
Bewan.
the other side, though.
Hewan kita bang katanya.
Still available, so there's
Aduh jing gitu.
that to kind of fall back on.
Yang satu nge-heal. Aduh sia.
Yang satu kritikal.
It will be enough.
Kalah cok itemnya.
Jiwei keeping the win streak all the way to Crumbs.
That was extremely lucky from his Gnar. He jumps to the backline immediately because he is on that headliner, and the same thing happened on the other side from Saka.
Swap places.
Exactly. If they actually hit each other first, I think the Edge of Night would have been popped and he would have lost.
Yeah, I think I
I
completely
look.
agree with you. It just comes down to the way that Gnar works in this game as a headliner, and it's all
Genar
over
magic
for
rate.
LU for
Iya
Jiwei
anjir.
to get
Tutor Genar lompatnya nggak nge-troll. Nggak ngerti gue, Cok. Cuma orang-orang terpilih main Genar nggak nge-troll Genarnya, Cok. Aneh anjing.
Lux Desert mungkin nggak sih Kur, si Sake masih bagus nggak sih? Lux Desert, Lux bukannya main EDM ya? Ya oke, masih enggak sih. Nggak tahu ya, mungkin dia mau main Lux buat nge-counter para kel itu kali. Mati klan kel anjing gitu.
Wih, Jax nggak sih? Oh, Jax. Halo?
Waduh, what? Nggak mungkin dong lu nggak tergoda anjing, gua pukul lu taruh. Nggak mungkin nggak tergoda anjir.
Bisa gitu tuh, nggak usah pencet D anjing.
Nggak butuh twin terror gitu sih kayaknya ya. Masukin ini nggak sih? Siapa sih namanya?
Yasuo
Bang Yasuo, Bang. Astagfirullah, perlu diajarin anjir main nih taruh, Cok. Kebanyakan main Tetris anjir.
Goblok
You want everyone to group around that echo, the stun to go down, and then the AoE to just wipe out everyone.
Guna nggak sih Arstil di Tourney? Guna lah buat main fast 8.
Kapan ya? Kemarin gue Nusantara Cup yang ronde 1 gini sih. Udah pernah sih gue ngerasain, jadi ya udahlah.
Got the blue buff already, so you could either go for a seraphine here. If you find some early copies of Lulu, you could also go Lulu. It's a really flexible.
Mirip kayak stream yang aku tonton di Discord. Iya deh bang, maaf anjing, nemu di jalan. Maaf.
Wah, anjir ngambil last stand, Cuk.
Anjing.
Weh, Milala ngambil dupli, Cuk. Wah iya ya, soalnya dia tahu ada yang main ini carry roll. Jahat anjing. Mampus lo, lu mau nabrak gua katanya.
Hey, it's the World Championships. You never know. You never know what these.
Bentar, Degree juga mau main Kel.
Mana Degree?
Yang kiri atas.
Building that just got picked up from Malala now to have those two lesser champions.
Nggak tahu deh.
And I see those kale items.
Kalau di oh ini nih yang main Kyle nabrak, Cok.
Parah banget sih dia nabrak di relik, cuy.
Parah, Cok.
Parah Milala, cuy.
Banyakin doa juga Kaji, semoga nge-hit ini.
This is exactly what I
want. Bukan nyalain TD-nya ya. Nyalain TD, nyalain rapid, nyalain dua-duanya. Itu lebih penting TD-nya. Kalau early game rapidnya lebih penting.
So it's all about how many stacks you can go to. Typically if you hit the 500, that's worth about 2 prismatic.
Strategi biar lu nggak ngehit dan tusun dia, Cok. Kalau lu udah aduh, aku deh kontes nih. Ambil yang kayak Milala itu.
Pakai duplikator ngurangin pull di roll. Iya, ngurangin pull di next round.
Nusantara live-nya enggak. Nusantara enggak gue live-in. Jahat banget Milala, lagi gak tahu, Cok.
Cara counter Kel bintang 3 reroll item gimana sih, lebih OP kayaknya daripada Jing. Ya dari harga aja udah beda, coy.
Itu.
Nggak ada cara counter, Cok. Cara counternya lu mainin cost di atas itu terus jadi duluan. Boardnya jadi.
Di game ini nggak pernah ada konsep counter-counteran deh.
And then also having these Akali online with the red buff and the bloodthirster definitely wanting to just
Milala bisa main riven seraphine.
Yeah, this is an interesting position for
kalau kepepet atau Lulu.
The patient learning, so it's most likely still going to be 4 cost as you talked about. But usually if you want to go for something else than Heartsteel, you really need that Penta emblem to actually play it. Now Saka is at he's still very healthy, so there's not
banyak gaya lo nih makan nih. Anjir bisa dapat Viego lo Milala anjir.
Viego lagi tuh.
Tinggal nunggu di 41 doang ini. Siapa yang bakal dapat duluan?
Taruh spatula lagi?
Waduh.
Oh enggak doyan. Gak doyan deh, gak doyan.
Gak ada minat cuy.
Kur nitip ya Kur ya. Toilet bentar.
Nongi. Kill reroll apa counter anti heal? Nggak ngaruh banget sih.
Needing the Penta emblem to actually cap it out. That's actually very fortunate for him because he was 5th place in terms of the carousel and still being able to get that big boon. Now he has an open line towards the pentakill. It's just that his econ is still suffering for a bit.
Maksudnya pool gimana? Pool itu tiap champion itu ada maksimalnya. Misalnya kayak yang harga 1 itu maksimalnya 20 doang hero-nya. Jing itu maksimal 20 doang di shop. Ini main apa nih? Ini mau main fast 8.
Level 8 you can put in 7 pentakill.
7 pentakill would be pretty great. And then maybe if you get to the end of the game, you still figure out a way to maybe get 10.
Harus steal 3 ya.
Ice is going to be on raise the stakes versus Malala's board.
Yeah, and this is
Kelas 1 22 core. Gue tadi nyebutnya berapa? Iya 22. Gue nyebutnya 20 ya. TFT ada reduce attack speed gak? Ada tapi item langka, item support kalau nggak salah ya. Apa item on apa item support gitu.
Exactly. I think this is pretty crazy, but with a 1-star kill, he's able to go on a 7-win streak. There are some fraudulent boards out there that are waiting for 3-7.
Ngaruh, gue pakai ketlin bisa kok. Itu karena kebetulan aja ketlin tuh jadi, boardnya jadi, atau enggak musuhnya enggak kurang jadi. Karena mau nggak mau ya pasti kalah kos 4 jadi. Kalau lawan kill.
Radiant Deathblade too.
Yeah, it's a pretty reasonable one, especially being with the IE and the red buff. Yeah, maybe mana generation would be.
Pasti menang yang kos 4-an, yang fast 8-an.
And then the crit to follow it up. Attack speed from red buff can be enough. It's just an immense amount of damage.
I don't think it's reasonable at all on Ezreal, but it would be good for Ice.
Yeah.
Well, we on the other side have Degree that is still rocking it with that Jinx. And just trying to keep preserving.
Dapat dari mana nih item radian dia, Cok?
Now after that cash out, and this Kale, this Jinx is having some trouble.
Degree is much more likely heading towards that executioner line here as we see the guard.
Yang hasil cuma dapat 2. Lah iya ya. Sedih banget ya. Nggak guna anjir. Nah, di sini nih penentuannya siapa yang bakal jadi kill rerollnya cuy di 41. Hah?
See that for the mid game though, Soraka is actually able to pick up a Samira. So if the units are held in this like mid game, the stage 4 before Soraka.
Oh, ini dia mau main Guardian Executioner kah?
It can cause some trouble for Degree if he wants to roll now.
I still think he's going on the pentakill like we talked about. He's holding on to super fans and also those Akali items like Bloodthirster don't really have a great place for the executioner line. So, you know, I think Malala would be under a little bit more pressure from Soraka looking forward.
Whoa, that's a lot of 2-star units now. With Malala doing a big roll down.
Oh, nggak dapet dia.
He needs to find the kill. He's got the 2 duplicators, so he just needs to find the headliner, and he's actually just going to have the 3-star immediately. That's why you see him rolling all the way down, but he just misses.
Milala rungkat.
Malala just needed to find that kill, and it would have been 3-star immediately.
Gue penasaran sama Relic.
48 gold on just that turn did not find the headliner.
Kalau observernya itu beneran nyimak gamenya, dia harusnya ngeliat Relic. Soalnya Relic sekarang yang punya yang main kill reroll. Tapi kebetulan dia lawan Relic anjir. Bentar, killnya juga cuma 3 doang. Cok, kemana kill anjir?
Hilang juga.
Milala ngabisin gol nggak dapat kill ini. Killnya cuma 1 doang, nggak dapat headliner, Pit anjir.
Ngebug gamenya. Kyle cuma ada 8 di shop anjing. Anjing. Toto Morde 3 tuh.
Wah, dapatnya Morde. Wah, itu kuat juga sih. Itu kuat juga sih.
Morde wincon.
Yes, he did use.
Udah lama gue nggak lihat Morde bintang 3 carry tuh. Wore.
Anjir, Relic juga nggak dapat, Cok. Udah pindah si Relic ya? Oh iya, dia jadinya main ini.
Mana Relic?
Itu di kiri tuh. Nggak jadi lagi dia main kill.
time to actually hit the 3-star from here.
Ice is rolling 2 and found the Ezreal headliner. Also has a Blitzcrank, so Sentinels in the front line still not gonna be the
Counter kill reroll pakai dummy shroud itu bisa. Dummy shroud itu apa tuh? Yang lompat itu. Kan lompat itu dia cuman ke arah champion yang rame-rame. Kalau Kel orang ngamen Kel itu mikir, dia bakal nggak bikin rame di sekitar Kelnya. Jadi nggak bakal kena lompat itunya. Kena lompat dummy.
Ngeri pas masa-masa transisi gini semuanya berubah emang. Coba nggak ada headliner, nggak akan tiba-tiba ganti semuanya.
So this is what Zero is known for, just high roller on level 8.
Use the tempo from the early game, get to level 8, and then just high roll, and then you'll win the game.
Jin.
Yeah. And that's the thing that has made Heartsteel so sometimes problematic. It's not really that the cash outs are that powerful, it's just that the flexibility and the overall cap of those level 8 units
Megang Lux ya Jirin.
Gak ada lagi bang, nggak dapet bang katanya.
Lux for now.
Maaf.
And has re-itemized those
Jetnya sterak 2 biji tuh.
backline Kale items onto Zed.
Yeah, it looks
Dan Nabi 3 bisa solo gak bang? Kagak lah anjir.
ends up just landing on this Lux at the
Jangankan solo anjir, full board aja masih kewalahan nih.
Beneran EDM Lux ini pegangan doang, nanti dia pindah lagi.
Pasti pindah ini.
who only needed that top 3 to make it happen.
He does have enough HP.
Pindahnya ke ya ke Z atau enggak ke Ezreal.
Jin.
Ya kalau dapat Jin boleh. Berapa ya chance headlinernya di level 8 kayaknya belum bisa ya.
Taro, who is still one Senna off from being able to get that
He's
Senna
got one
3.
Senna off pretty much the whole
10 win Milala ya cok. Mau ke D3 anjing win con coy.
Once again, he's on 0 gold. I don't know how it's possible for one player to be a lightning rod for so many low rolls in a single tournament.
Taking one for the
Main apa relic
TFT,
jadinya?
which is
Iya main KDA dia.
We've got another carousel up and
Main
there is
KDA
a York
dong.
and a Sona.
KDA kali.
Yeah, this Yorick is going to be absolutely massive if Zero can find it. Would send him onto the pair. Looks like someone else was.
Terus terkuat kalau full
Tapi ada
siapa
yang
bang?
punya
Mungkin
Jin.
pentakill.
Tuh
Iya, ada
Ice
punya
bagus. Ada Jin nih.
Iya ada Jin blue buff kan? Mana dia?
Big Dango.
Bukan Jinnya
Dango, you look
bukan
at the
blue
little
buff.
Dango.
Lah tadi yang
Lah tadi
Ya,
blue
Jin
buff
blue
anjir. Seingat gua.
Jin. Iya Jin yang blue buff kemana tadi?
Iya Jin yang satu blue buff kan?
Iya.
Dipukul kali sama dia. Tapi gak mungkin anjir dipukul cok.
That Ice was able to get on that third augment choice, and now you've got it fully itemized. That feels pretty good.
Ini unik nih Exe super fan aja gue baru lihat tadi.
And still looking for the Vex.
Vex min 1 anjing.
Looking for a Mumu, not Vex. Dropped the Vex headliner so that he
That's
could
right,
find
he
the
did.
Amumu.
Amumu 3 bro. Halo.
Itemnya penuh banget tuh.
An executioner comp is that Amumu and gets it as 3-star. This should
Halo.
him a little bit, but I don't
Penetnya bang, penetnya bang.
long term because he's still kind of far away from upgrading the backline.
Yeah, and this is a really unfortunate map.
Depannya sih kayak begitu, cuman backline-nya bang. XC cuman 3, emo-nya juga 3.
Bentar bang ini transisi bawel katanya.
Udah sulit sih ini.
Tadi dia perasaan Vexnya min 1 kenapa jadi malah Amumunya yang dijadiin aja. Tadi dia Vexnya min 1 dah.
Such as a guard breaker or the
Kira-kira nggak dapat kali ya?
Mungkin.
Need that crit to level up the
Ini game keempat ya. Iya.
item as well. Degree gonna roll a little bit, not able to find more as we look at Taro's board.
Posisinya aneh banget kiper Lasten ini anjing. Kali ini di tengah-tengah tuh.
That's so tough. Like he basically has no gold left.
Bingung dong kali ini mau keluar nih. Enggak, dia kan lompat ininya ya.
Damage on Lain too.
6 true damage, but he's taking true damage as mental damage
Tas.
for all of these low rolls, time after time, game after game. Yeah, he's got the true damage already, but
Dia langsung mati gitu Ari.
in the back line once again.
Such a tough
Dananya kurang 1 anjir.
matchup, and I think everybody's gonna need to be really nervous about
Tadi
this
Taro
matchup.
ketabrak Milala. Nah ini nggak ada yang nabrak nggak dapet. Nah udahlah tuh.
Found himself into a spot to be
Kasian
able to
anjing.
just kind of play around
Dadah
all
bang.
of these forecasts.
I do really like his board. I think he's playing 7 KDA right now. There's a ton of stats there.
51 chance terakhir kamu taruh ya.
If
Wih.
other people are low rolling, you can punish them.
Ini yang tadi kan ya? Yang headliner Lux tadi.
Iya.
Very low.
Lah ini hah? Kur.
Bentar, kurang 3 Z-nya, Cok. Tapi kayaknya orang banyak megang Z nggak sih? Dia ada duplikator champion, Pit. Pit.
Halo.
Ya walaupun Z nggak sekuat itu banget sih, tapi ini bisa jadi nih. Let's go, Bang.
Halo.
Bang, belilah kos 4-nya, Bang.
Taruh jadi Kur.
Giant Bell. Ah? Mana jadi? Wah, jadi, Cok. Gokil. Lah kok muncul ininya bintang 3-nya?
Tadi ada di kanan.
Gue bintang 2 doang yang ngeliat aja.
Sakit tuh palanya anjing.
Taro fighting for his life goes against UA. Still very, very strong at this point. Saka gonna run into Relics. Ari, Akali.
Level 8, Ezreal 2.
Enggak, Pit, mana ada jadi anjir orang tuh.
Apa? Itu Sena 3.
Oh, Sena 3, gue kira Z-nya anjir.
Bahkan Sena. Yang tadi min 1. Mati.
Z kayaknya sisa 1 sih. Ya mati deh ya.
Mati anjing.
Only needed a 5th or better in order to get into check, but gonna fall in 8th here. So that's one of our players who was in striking distance, not able to convert, not able to make it to that check so far. Looking at Taro 3,
min 1.
haven't been able to get there.
min 1. min 1. min 1.
Aduh, anjir sampai dibuang, Cok, masih nggak dapet anjir. Wah, jual 1 gak sih, Bang? Dijual anjir. Untung sempat.
Kesian banget anjing. Hilang tuh.
Wah, masih nggak kuat ya. Perungkat degree.
Kasian anjing jual unit. Z3 keburu mati, iya. Ini
goodbye. Degree.
Milala apa kabar? Oh, 2 lu. Oh, ini Jin.
Z mi 1. Iya, Jin.
As we see another cash out coming through for Ice. He's strong enough. He has the Jin with some perfect items on it. Blue buff.
Jadi ini Milala Kailonya, Cok. Emang
iya, akhirnya jadi juga, cuy.
10 reroll. Pencet dia jago anjing. Kok anjing?
Kalau lawan Sena gini sih menang dia mah. Si Nick Milala.
Morde carry, cuy.
Mordenya double heal anjir.
Anjir.
Ya bakal menang Sena. Wah, kalau last stand gak tau udah bisa nggak ya?
Ini anjing. Ini siapa tadi? Ice ya? Ice mana apa udah?
Wih, true damage lagi, Bang.
Real Jin.
What are you looking at, Clement?
I'm looking at the Alawi. This is huge. He needs front line. Instantly goes for it and locks.
Wah, Taro jangan bilang kalau Taro bisa 9 true damage. Nyari Yasuo sih.
Harus level 8 gak sih 9 TD? Harus 8 gue 9 TD gue gak bisa aja.
Oh iya. Dia masih level 7 ya?
Iya.
Oh, that looks just so much better.
Main tuh.
Frontliners just from that one unit. Slightly low roll on this one. Does find a Virtues as his cash out.
Lagunya enak sih.
Usually Aegis is just the best one. You get the attack speed, extra resistances.
A little more frontline from the Virtue, but it's not significant enough.
Kasih ke si Zik nggak sih?
Yep, Aegis will lock it. Would probably be the best one.
Dikasih di akhir pas udah mau mati unitnya, Cuk.
It's Malala.
No.
The Reaper coming through.
Nah, goodbye Ahri.
Should be able to find that with the last stand, but I'm looking at Malala versus Ice.
Belum darah masih banyak sih si Relic.
Deal with Mordekaiser 3. I'm not so sure. A big cast from
Ada dia Yasuo, Pit. Ada dia Yasuo, Pit.
Almost made that cast enough, but it
Oh iya, 8
bisa 9 anjir.
Oh iya, 9 TD, Cuk. Kiananya nggak ada kali, Kur.
Oh iya Kiananya.
Orang gila mana nyari Kiana anjing?
Aduh kurang Kiana dia.
Dia udah kayak tembok Cina, iya Cok.
3 true damage emblem kan itu. Ah bukannya 2 ya? Cuma 2 deh kayaknya.
Interesting board that he's playing right here, actually going with partially EDM,
Dua.
having the Caitlyn as his main carry. Honestly, I don't think I've seen
Milala sih ngeri banget, tapi recallnya Cok. Kailennya nggak dapet mainnya morde anjing goblok. Udah Kailennya jadi juga. Kolol anjing.
Always happy to cobble together some 4-cost soup instead of 5-cost soup on this pack.
Cuman 2 cuy true damage-nya.
Ngeri sedap tuh anjing. Nyari Kiana sebiji di mana ya?
Iya Cok, dia pasti harus pengen dapat Bang. Please Bang, katanya please Bang. Oke masih bertahan dia Cok. Ayo Bang, kasih aku Kiana katanya. Dia ngarepnya paling di carousel itu Cok.
Ini tinggal ada Kiana doang
Another
ini
top
Cok.
4 now. Relic, Taro, both at a point where they can get eliminated, but this last stand, are there still boards that this last stand can beat?
It's really hard to say. It's pretty strong with this board, but you're still on a RE1. Maybe if you find some of these upgrades, the 4 costs are still going to benefit from that last stand quite a bit. And actually,
Milala wincon pencet deh iya anjing.
because right now,
Selalu jadi anjing.
even though Lulu is 1-star.
I think he just has to keep on calling on Zirua. Said, "Hey, bro, can I go over to your place to crash a little bit?" Because Zirua is still coasting on a lot of HP.
Ayo Bang, cari Bang.
I think that's pretty much it.
Nggak dapet deh Kur.
Ah di sini main keluar Cok.
Both get into the top 3 here and make it a 4-way
Nggak dapet Kiananya Cok, kasihan anjing.
Relic and GUA.
Dadah.
Relic falling very
Hampir 9 TB.
Quicksilver kasih buat Akali tapi Akali bintang 1 ya anjir.
Iya, kopong anjing buatnya.
Akali bintang 1, Ari bintang 1 anjir.
Ketemu Milala.
Relic, but you know, Relic sport just has so many more upgrades.
Relic dodged Malala. I think that was the big thing that he wanted to avoid. And that means Taro may fall down.
Jir, mati langsung Cok.
Kuat banget itu.
Buat Berelik.
And now finally the Ari is getting shot.
Akalinya.
It's up to the Akali as there's one more cast on the York. The Ghoul is still there. And actually Relic
Oke.
is gonna fall. And Taro, it looks like they found the win against Malala.
Ini yang JP main tengah malam. Iya anjir.
Taro masih menang Kur.
Ngeri emang last stand cuy. Dan masih belum dapat Kataro, kasihan banget Cok. Anjir sial banget deh Cok, upgrade Ari gak dapet, Akali gak dapet.
Mana ya?
Dia berharap nih masih bisa agak sulit sih bertahan. Buat nyampe ke carousel. Kalau dia ketemu yang ini, tadi dia ketemu Milala menang ya?
Menang dia.
Taro, lawan bayangan Taro. Enggak deng.
Itu juga sett. Oh bukan deh.
Bisa menang ya dia lawan ini. Kalau menang lawan ini sih bisa dibertahan sampai carousel kayaknya. Menang cuy.
Menang cuy. Ketahan cuy.
Anjir gak ada bisa ngalahin dia Cok. Milala pun menang dia.
Kalah sama Milala anjing.
Apa?
Ada flash kalah sama Milala anjing.
Lah. Anjir duit ya Pit. Bangke.
Mau level 10 ini orang anjing.
And I do want to take a look at Zirua and say, tell everyone why this board is so strong. He actually hit one of the best headliners, Emo, Poppy. It gives you 2 extra.
Darahnya masih 30. Enak banget nih dong.
Jazz, 3 Jazz early on stage 4. So 7 traits, best headliner, and also a Yorick.
Di carousel ditikung Kiana. Ini dia tadi nggak upgrade ya.
This cap will come through. He has a lot of HP to spare, and so does Malala, and that's where things
Dak-dik-duk tuh anjing yang main Taro tuh.
to continue finding these victories as we look as Taro is fighting both of the boards, one as a ghost, one as himself, and it looks like currently
anjing. Anjing kayak gitu, Cok.
Milala. Kalah Milala, Cok.
Iya, Cok. 9 TD, halo.
Wah, bisa nih. Kita lihat.
Ada Kiata, Cuk.
Deny nggak sih? Deny nggak sih? Tapi dia paling bawah anjing.
Gak ada, Kur.
Gak ada ya? Aduh, sial banget anjir.
Kasian anjing, no.
Yeah, he could definitely get to 7 here. You do need
roll nih, roll. Dapat nih Kiana nih. Ayo, bisa ayo.
the double spat, but 7 would be great.
Tuh lihat tuh observernya, entah ngeliatin siapa anjir. Yang hot pick tuh sekarang si Taro. Aduh, sial. Kalau ini sih udah kalau udah 7 gini sih menang nih Milala kalau ketemu dia. Ini udah 7 soalnya. Pas banget lagi dia lawan Taro anjir, tapi nggak tahu nggak bayangan asli, Cok.
So this is something that Panda had mentioned before, but the
nggak 9 TD.
is that they need to avoid just getting focused here by Ziyue. If the Lucian and Ziyue are able to stack on the same target,
tidak 9 TD, cuy.
before second cast.
Yeah, now at this point though, the 7 pentakill seems like it was a big enough upgrade as Malala.
Tidak, nggak jadi 9 TD.
Rongkat dia, Cok. Anjir, kurang 1 Kiana doang ya.
Closer on the points, but won't be able to put himself in striking distance.
Lihat nih, Kiana muncul terus nih, sampai headliner dikasih tuh.
One more placement to even be in that striking distance.
Udah lihat patch 14.5 belum?
As he goes to level 10, but hey, he's level 10, you know, he can't complain all that much. Doesn't find the Lucian 2 or the Yorick 2. Milala is
Sial banget, iya, Cok. Sampai bukan true damage, kalau dimasukin true damage dapat blinknya enggak lagi.
Stuck on a tentacle first though before it ends up actually getting there, but at least there's not too much HP, but it buys some time here for this Ezreal as well as this Aphelios to start getting some damage down.
Yeah, this tentacle is going to be a menace because the Alawi has been relatively untouched, so it's going to just keep respawning until finally
Milala
onto her, but it's been so late. This tentacle
Milala, halo?
And even with
aduh anjing hampir.
Not going to be able to do it one more cast, but if the tentacle does not get 3 cycles there, I think Malala can find this fight.
Ooh, big Lucian.
Milala bisa ngapain lagi ya? Ya paling upgrade Yorick sama ini.
Viego 3.
Waduh.
Viego 3.
On the other side here, while Milala, he's on his absolutely last legs. So I think the biggest thing for him is just to look for, hey, can he actually find that Yorick upgrade? And maybe even that Kane too, because he could swap the Spat over. Doesn't have 3 Edgelord just yet on his composition.
Yeah, Yorick 2 potentially with like a Thieves Gloves or something off of this could be a massive way to upgrade. So we'll see what item he ends up getting. Looks to roll down.
There's at least the Karthus 2 here for Malala. And I'm looking at the Akali that also just got put in on the board, but you're still looking for that big Yorick, and there's 3 out of the pool here as Ziyue was able to find.
Oke, masih ada upgrade 1.
Akali picked up from Malala, but if it doesn't have items, it's actually just going to feed mana to the backline. Hitting it, I would want to see it itemized potentially to try and actually assassinate onto this Lucian, but instead, she's going to be able to just feed for some mana. There's the fight. Mordekaiser in the front line. We actually see this Yorick wrapping towards the Kale.
Kailunya kok di depan situ anjing lu?
Front line, but the stun from Thresh able to slow the damage quite a bit.
Dadah.
Mati. Jing.
That is just going to be a victory for
Yorick HL enggak itu yang HL si
in check from already making this top 3 a really solid performance. Malala not able to he doesn't feel so bad.
Kalau yang si Milala dia udah nggak mungkin ganti HL lagi. Mau ke D3-nya udah stuck di dia semua.
Yeah, exactly.
Halo Bang, I'm back. Halo Nadia.
That was an amazing game, especially taking a look at just how far those players were able to take it. They needed to get.
Ingat loh, saya punya Sundar di braided armornya Morde hilang. Morde ada shieldnya sih.
Tried to cap his board. He had the Executioner duel going for the backline, but unfortunately for him, Vampirism and also Edge of Night on the Lucian just said no.
Yeah, so
lagunya copyright, guys.
Ziyue is going to be another.
Lagunya copyright, gue mute dulu, guys.
Of course, 2 more.
Gak bisa tidur.
Kasian banget yang main true damage. Iya cuy.
Gila. Tonki mau begadang. Keren. Ya. Rive muka hoki. Mukanya nyebelin anjing Rive itu. Hoki mulu lagi goblok anjing. Taro jelek banget lah. Taro lagi bau sebau-baunya itu, Cok. Main apa aja nggak ngehit anjing, kasihan deh.
Oke, berarti Milala cukup nomor 1 lagi nih baru kelar gamenya gitu ya. Tapi ada banyak sih ya yang bisa ya.
Iya. Siapapun yang ke 1 menang.
Banyak soalnya di atas 20 poin nih.
Oh, ini kata si orangnya abis ini ada teaser set berapa sih? 11.
Berapa match lagi? 2. Antara 2 atau 1.
Udah ada aja tuh klip KDA 10-nya yang tadi di IG Teamfight Taktik anjay. KDA 10 cenah. 11 coy itu KDA-nya anjing bukan 10. Bukan 10 KDA doang. Loh. Di shop cok nge-tweet.
Sistem respon kah? Iya.
Di shop nge-tweet cok anjing. Bau katanya tolong set depan gak ada
Udah baca tuh gue.
Gitu.
Udah kapan di-post sama dia kemarin kayaknya.
Semoga set depan gak ada headliner gitu. Headliner tai kucing tuh.
Dia sosokan bilang semoga nggak ada headliner padahal dia udah tahu.
Iya tuh. Semua orang udah tahu deh.
Ya dia dapat PBE.
Oh iya.
Iya.
Oh lu bareng dia kemarin gue minta tanda tangannya nggak gue?
Enggak dong.
Bang. Bang anjing. Keren tuh. Kita mute tuh. Lagunya logo copyright. Anjoy.
Nih Milala nih lihat tuh. Vegas Open nomor 1.
Jam segini makan apa yang enak gue?
Indomie.
Indomie mulu. Indomie itu kalau udah subuh.
Indomie oli atau enggak kobo cuy?
Yah. Nanti ke kamar mandi gue bahaya.
Ada pedas-pedasnya, Pit.
Rasa
bisa
kobo,
bisa dibikin becek juga.
Goblok.
Atau mau yang full berkuah?
Boh.
Keriting, Pit.
Goblok.
Welcome back to the TFT.
Mana kuahnya creamy banget.
We're here with another
Bodoh amat anjing. Kor. Mentang-mentang VTuber anjing GWS kor.
Lah kan kita lagi ngomongin mie kan?
Finally making it into those top 3.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I was really rooting for him in that game.
Minyak kobo.
With title on the World Championship in the previous event, to come in here to be so far behind the rest of the pack.
Masih kurang berapa match lagi? Ini yang poinnya di atas tinggal sekali menang lagi harusnya.
Absolute miracle of a shot, but sometimes we see those shots go a little sideways.
Yeah, you think it's like a high roll, the fact that you got the Senna early, but actually until 5-1 he didn't got the Senna 3-star.
TF Gor, TF. Indomie oli kobo minyaknya diganti. What the fuck?
Mas Taro juara 1. Emang iya. Kalau gue jadi Taro sih udah mager tuh anjing dari tadi rollnya bau banget anjing. Udah pengen tutup gamenya tidur anjing.
Once again, it seems like the same story. Spoils of war being the most important thing.
Syukuran Mas Taro dapat poin.
But still, so effective for a player that
rollannya bau banget anjing.
Played hard steal, needed to have that clutch moment to even make it to day 3, and he does so again where it matters most, where he needs a big result.
Nomor 1 ada Flex, nomor 2 Kel reroll, nomor 3 Senna reroll. Eksekusioner reroll minggir dulu ya.
Itu 8 jet reroll gue.
Yang main Zed kurang 1, yang main true damage kurang Kiana. Milala doang yang bisa dapat dua-duanya cuy.
Nanti malam gak bisa tidur. Gue jadi taruh nih beres turnamen ini gue uninstall game nipu anjing gitu.
Is an incredibly reliable composition at base.
And the heads up thing for the kill reroll, I think, is the fact that players from NA specifically in this tournament have noticed that Mordekaiser Headliner is really the key for these big moments where you're able to get into the top 3 almost guaranteed. It makes it that much easier to find the Mord 3. The kill you can find a little bit later.
Ini nih yang aneh tadi.
Center on the Mordekaiser is the centerpiece of that.
Nge-roll down nyari Kyle yang jadi apa? Morde anjing. Milala. Rerollnya flex anjing. Apa ya bisa tuh?
Only losing to a level 10 Capcom, needing maybe the Yorick to be able to face it off.
Pana, we were back.
Ini ya kasihan nih. Exe. Jual unit masukin Exe-nya aja.
Possibilities. In the end, Scapea's clawing his way to that 5th place. His comp looked kind of here and there though.
It was really just hoping and praying for a 5th place, hoping the matchmaking went his way, especially with Taro. Taro hit late, but he had last stand, and the moment that last stand proc,
that's the moment from Relic.
Whoever's in his pool is in big trouble. Relic as well, we saw with that 4th place, just barely missing the result that he needed.
Yeah, you can see the heartbreak on his camera. I think, certainly coming since the quote from yesterday.
Nungguin born teaser nanti abis turnamen ini beres. Coba Milala ngetik Kyle reroll no pivot pasti nggak bakal ditanggung. Ada aja cuy nambah.
Dami top augment kah? Kayaknya enggak deh. Ini yang main cuman rank 8 teratas saja kah? Iya. Apaan tuh barusan tuh?
What? He was here the whole time.
We'll figure out.
King Pengu.
I wonder what happened in that last game for such a
bocoran kah?
Ada 3 orang tuh, Milala, Ryue, Skepaus. Siapa yang bakal nomor 1? Ini musiknya KDA nih.
Set 11 enggak, Cok, masih ada musik KDA-nya, Cok.
Iya, musik KDA. KDA asli. 8 bit kayak soalnya nggak bisa habis. Iya. Milala win auto selesai. Iya, Skepaus win juga auto selesai. Satu lagi siapa? Ryue ya?
Iya, Ryue win juga beres.
Which is quite an ask to make at this point in the competition. We've seen so many incredible balls coming through. The kind of quality of ball that's taking.
Terus apa sih maksudnya gempa tadi anjing? Nggak ada kelanjutannya gitu? Apa salah tadi? Salah pencet. Tapi backgroundnya udah berubah sih. Background layarnya udah mid legend.
They sure are, but so is every other player that is in this tournament. We're gonna go to a very quick break, and then we will be back.
Lu udah pensi WR ya? Iya. Udah mager gue main WR, Cok. Fortitude-nya, Cok.
Oh iya tuh, backgroundnya udah berubah jadi mid and legend tuh.
Gue udah males main WR gara-gara Fortitude.
Katanya Alun jadi champion, Bang. Iya kah?
Copyright anjing. Ntar guys, mute dulu guys. Kalau sampai round 6 gak ada yang ke 1 berarti gimana? Apakah ambil poin yang banyak? Harusnya. Capek-capek ikut work malah jadi bottom freak Bang Taro lah. Gitu-gitu dia ke 8 hadiahnya masih gede. Berapa ribu dolar, Cok? Nggak rugi anjing main di rumah. Ke 8 dapat duit ribuan dolar. Siapa yang menolak? Nggak ada, Cok.
Coba lihat berapa rewardnya ya.
Gede, cuy. Lu kalau udah nyampe work kayak gini nih, lu mau peringkat lu 32 aja masih gede duitnya anjing.
Anjir, main cuy nomor 8 lu tau nggak berapa, Pit? Tebak, Pit.
Di atas 10.000 dolar.
Iya anjir 11.000, Cok.
Nah kan? Lu bayangin taruh nih walaupun suwe nih nggak dapat udah dapat 11.000 dolar anjing.
150 juta itu kayaknya cuy.
bayangin $11.000. Lah kita nonton doang anjing nggak dapat apa-apa.
Taruh dia Jepang ya. Wes, langsung beli Sony dia coy. Dia Sony kalau Jepang yuk.
Gila tuh. 32 aja $2.500. Nah iya, betul tuh.
Nomor 1 150.000, mayan.
Giveaway apalagi giveaway. 170 juta terus dikata-katain viewer. Ah dikatain dikit gak apa-apa lah, yang penting dapat duit.
Nomor 1 2 miliar. Iya kan?
Bang Taro mending main disco aja siapa tahu dapat duit dari earlier. Enggak ada harganya anjing cuma $2.
Iya anjir, nomor 1 2 miliar, Cok. 2 miliar bisa beli 2 Bitcoin itu, Cok.
Goblok. Kalau Nusantara berapa bang? Gak tahu, gak inget gue. Ih gak mulai-mulai. Mulai cok. Aduh dia muter-muter lagu lagi nih. Copyright.
Game is about to start. 3 players on check. Hooper, you're already giving us the right tunes, but are we gonna find the right unit?
Lumayan $2 bayar parkir goblok.
Gimana tuh mau join tour kayak gitu? Nggak tahu juga sih gue gimana qualifier awalnya. Beli 2 Bitcoin masih sisa itu. Iya masih sisa dikit. 2 miliar langsung bikin studio jadi pitubar. Ngapain nanya?
Udah ada lagi suaranya. Jadi ke Jakarta nggak? Hah? Jadi ke Jakarta bang, Nusantara Open BO. Iya kan mau ketemu Yuki di Jakarta. Katanya masuk final Yuki.
Kalau champion duplikator sih nggak bakal ada yang mau ngambil aja. Ayo Prismatic Symphony, let's go biar seru ini. Yes.
Anjoy.
Prismatic Symphony is where we're gonna be.
Makes sense. It doesn't make sense for the ones that want to do the check and are close to doing that 20 points. But for the rest, they're already in check. They want the high value.
Kalian kok punya 2 miliar, kalian mau beli apa guys?
If they hit, they get a little lucky panda, go for that first place.
And look at the points coming into this game.
Gue paling nggak suka nih kalau lagi main Prismatic Symphony itu pusing anjing, semuanya kuat anjing.
Kita dapatnya jelek, orangnya dapat bagus-bagus aja. Terus gapnya jauh banget.
Iya anjing, paling males gue kalau main Prismatic Symphony.
And I mean, Prismatics can help with that, but they can also do
Kerupak nggak sih, kerupak? Bismillah ada yang kerupak.
Malala among others staying there right now. You're looking at her.
Ini pasti ada yang ngambil spoil of war, trading sector, apa? Bukan, shopping spree.
Ada yang ngambil ini yang Radiant TG.
Iya, Thief Glove, Luck.
For sure. Also in the bottom right side, Malala already with 2 hardstyle units, the Sett and the Kasante, the possibility of him on girding an early hardstyle start to pump up on economy.
Telur belum keluar sih. Telur itu di 42 ya, Pet ya? Apa di 32 juga ada?
Telur 42. Telur tuh selalu terakhir.
Tapi ya bisa dapat sih ini.
Jelek anjing.
Lihat nanti siapa yang bakal dapat telur. Kalau cruel pack kayaknya nggak bakal ada yang ngambil deh.
Kerupak. Ice, kerupak. Halo.
Nah, tuh spoil of war. Wah, Milala cok dapat hologram, dapat pumping up. Bingung nih dia nih. Wah, anjing katanya. Nah, bener kan ada yang ngambil shopping spree, guys? Ada yang ngambil Thief Glove. Twin Terror. Milala lagi bingung nih. Wah.
Apa ya?
Ini gue main Calderol mantep banget nih anjir katanya. Paling yang kanan di refresh sama dia nih.
Tapi yang kanan bisa lulu bang.
Malas deh Lulu mah. Lulu masih kurang data cuy katanya. Bener kan? Lah, tengah juga diri roll.
Di skip semua anjing.
Malala picked up the orb in time, and again, we talked about it. If you go into that Lulu reroll, and you have the problem of someone else contesting you, you're going to be too contested. It's too difficult, too risky of a game plan for Malala. I like the fact that he's given
udah paling OP, nggak ada yang mainin Lusok di sini anjing.
Ready with the 3 heart steal, so it's a great spot for him. He's going for combo.
Relic min 3 Nami, bodo amat
Big
anjing.
flashy plays.
Orang gila mana main disco Nami 3. Ada sih kemarin gue main double up sama Bang Yen ketemu, lucu banget. Geragas 3, Nami 3, Lulu 3 nggak ada item semua.
Ngapa dia ngambil Picky Friday ya? Momen ada fast 8 gitu?
Kayaknya.
Terrorizing some of the other comms, but of course, as always, it is about the win streaks and the loss streaks that you can build out early. And we're checking in with Skepeus, our checkmate, who's in checkmate.
This is one of the best early games for him. He already talked about it in the interview. He has the setup for the super fans. He has
Apa tadi diambil nama dia? Picky Friday. Kok nggak ada?
Meanwhile, ZU going for the country.
Apa namanya guys?
We haven't seen much country Panda. I think we saw it once yesterday, but actually not with the best results.
Something we have seen a lot of is a scaling augment that rewards
Freaky ya, bukan Picky ya.
2 games in a row now. Our winner
Freaky
has
Friday.
Rules of War at 2-1. And once again, it's exactly Jiwei who was just able to do it in that last game. And we've been scaling. Ice was the silver version, the gold version last game, and now we're with the prismatic Spoils of War.
Spoils of War is very good, but of course so are some of the other prismatics, so I'm not sure if it's really gonna go his way this time around. Seems to be working for now. Country just very strong.
Dipakai oleh yang main Edgelord. Oh, dia mau main Edgelord gitu tiba-tiba.
And usually that can help you quite well.
And Degree had a Heartsteel Aphelios in his shop, opts not to go for it, but goes for level 5, so really playing to try and maybe, I don't know, stop the loss streak here right
Min
now.
1 nih,
HS.
HS. Kurang apa dia tuh?
But Malala's really a
Aphelios.
scary player, especially with the Infinity Force. It's been a very
Kurang Ezreal Pit sama Kain.
has worked so well with like the Zed, for example, the
Kapan ya HS7? Gua ada tuh request HS7. Dia beresnya di set 11.
Malam Panda.
Besok ke Prismatic Symphony atau Krepref? Krepref lah.
Musiknya keren, Krepref coy.
Krepref ada 2 ini, Cok.
A lot of comms on the AP line.
Krepref bisa keluar 2 item. Nah, jadilah disco full item. Let's go.
That could be working here. I do want to point out we saw
2 strip 2 pegang urgot spoil gacor itu.
who's currently building out that win streak trying
Full
to
mana tuh Nami. Iya anjing.
and
Tadi bunyi notif. HP gue itu, apa WA gue itu.
For any player trying to go for Heartsteel, trying to really cap out with those crazy boards with Legendary that we've been seeing win so many of our games in this tournament. Malala is the one to pick up the BF sword as well, so great component, great unit. What more can you ask for?
Taro will probably go for that reroll. He already has the super fan. He has the Senna, so he's the one with priority.
Run it back.
Run it back. Yeah, for sure. If it's working, why break it again?
The first time it worked this day? Okay, I'm going to do it again. Give me last stand, please, Mortog.
We're saying that on day 1, it was actually the best comp in the game. Like the
Weh, Kel nggak sih bang?
Maybe not so much, and now once again, is getting priority.
Enggak.
Actually,
Dia mau lanjut nih.
The power,
Mau main AD.
tanks are pretty impressive.
Once again, this is the Set 10 Stage 2 Hall of Fame board. Olaf 2, Vi 2, Urgot, Country Online. This is all about raw power in Stage 2.
Main 1 Katarina tuh anjing. 5 country.
right, and it's paying off thus far.
Taro
He
TD
was
lagi.
down to 0 gold when he went to level 5, but
Mana
now
Taro?
on the back
Oh
end of
iya,
Spoils
Cok.
of War,
Masih mencoba deh, coy.
that econ back doesn't lose too much. So an easy
Masih mencoba recall, coy. Walaupun bau, ya udahlah katanya.
Kaisar reroll kah? Kaisar reroll mah kurang coy.
Who really
Jelek,
likes that Heartsteel line, it seems like.
Unit yang harusnya mati kalau main Kaisar recall nggak mati. Desnya kejauhan aja.
So I'm interested to see if maybe, I'm not saying he should or he shouldn't, but maybe he can do like those shy roll downs like Jesus.
Mas selamat bang, Disco di Krepref. Disco, selama lu punya hashtag Gunblade pasti selamat di Krepref. Nggak pernah jadi masalah Krepref buat Disco.
Raise the stack, let's go.
Yang masalah buat yang masalah di Krepref tuh biasanya yang main AD flex, nggak ada item heal dulu.
He's thinking about it.
Malala.
Look at his face.
Dangerous
time.
man.
Ding!
Mistakes now. The players
Dapet ternyata anjir.
Bajir.
They can really warp
Tapi
the game
prismatic
around trying to
symphony
stop
dia, Kur.
Lain from cashing out here.
And he finds 5 hearts still here with an Aphelios that just very briefly
tapi
showed
bentar.
in his shop. So that is
Kalau dia
probably why
punya
he was so
prismatic
tempted
symphony,
to go
yang kedua
in.
dapat
Why
apa
he's
sih
going
final
in
reserve,
now
udah tinggal lu streak doang tuh
on
anjing.
his toes. You can
Hmm.
see Relic on the other side
He's like,
reacting
you
to
dirty
it,
boy.
saying like, you're really doing it, huh?
And this, we heard the pings in the in-game sound. We heard some pinging going on. I wonder why. I wonder what players are indicating.
Relic has been playing a lot of
Oh, ada yang ngeping tadi.
That's what he's going to do. We have to remember he only
Ada
has
tadi
1
pada
point
ngeping-ngepingin.
away from check. So any
Ada nggak ya yang mau berkorban buat menangin itu?
he's actually depending on the
Goblok.
if Relic sees someone going for that first phrase, some of the people that could go checkmate, maybe try to grief, maybe try to avoid that the
Ayo nge-grave cuy, please nge-grave biar ada drama cuy.
Five lost for degree here. So the only player that actually gets
Kemarin tuh gue mabar sama Tonki TFT digituin si Tonki coba pas main Hearthstone. Kemarin tuh. Si Tonki digituin orang kan.
Tension everybody, but for now,
Ayo cuy, nge-grave cuy, nge-grave.
more upgrades. And looking at Scapeus' board, he's already
Diancam.
currently has that IE open to go into an 80 flex line, but is also looking at other options.
little reward there for Scapeus, who loves playing into the KDA line, has played 5 games of Arty Warrior, more than any other player in the field coming into this day 3, and he gets given a Nico here that can really help him play either into Superfans, which we see very little from Scapeus. He's
Waduh,
one game in Superfan reroll.
enak banget tuh. Waduh, barengan tuh sama-sama Edgelord juga anjir.
Halo.
Aduh, selamat mengejar kalian berdua ya.
Selamat dah.
So
Silakan pegangan
before
tangan.
we hopped off Scapeus' board, he also had a Kale headliner offered, and I just saw the Kale 2 pop off for him as well. So both of these players
Gandingan lagi,
currently
iya
picking
anjing.
up that
Sian
headliner
deh.
Kale. Now we know that's not a combo.
Ya nggak ada yang nge-grab cuy.
Holding, but we'll see. I think for now, Scapeus might just be playing it for tempo, whereas Degrees board.
Oh ini tapi pegangan doang udah ada IE cuy.
And there he is, Scapeus on the other side with that headliner Kale.
Ini pegangan doang guys, Kyle-nya pinjem dulu 100 nih.
IE paling buat ini, IE buat Akali, Viego.
Overall right
Tuh.
now, winning, he has a 4 win streak.
Enggak,
despite having
Kur.
heart steal
Pindah
in.
itu.
Reserve HP to then have even bigger cash outs, potentially with 5 heart steal online in stage 4.
They're doing what we expected. Malala, Ice, both going for the hard steal, both going for that amazing cash out. And now
Mana Milala? Ngambil apa? Tinius Titan.
Wah anjir, sedap kali itu bang. Harus steal banget tuh bang.
great item for the late game for ZUE.
2 different augments to draw attention to here. Malala with tiniest titans
Ica apa Ica? Ica tadi mau main itu juga.
Tinius
Tinius Titan juga nih.
But we also have Freaky Friday, 71% top 4 rate in the first 2 days for this augment, and we see at the very least
Tinius Titan juga anjing berdua. Goblok anjing.
77% top 4 rate in the first 2 days. Some of the best combat augments in the game are being offered here.
Relic does not go for binary though, and Scapeus
Tinius Titan buat apa? Tiap round darah lu nge-heal lagi. Darah si karakternya nge-heal lagi. Jadi kalau mau main hardstyle kan harus lu streak. Nah itu enak, penuh-penuh lagi darahnya.
In Scapeus' case, just an extra
Nge-grief maksudnya apa? Sengaja dikalahin itu maksudnya. Nge-grief tuh sengaja dibikin susah lah hidupnya anjing.
Ini nambah slot.
That's his favorite augment. It's his favorite augment. It's not a joke. It's actually his favorite augment. He believes in it. So there's some magic into it. Relic with the Radiant Relics.
It took 17 games of TFT casting for Hupe to give us an English pun, but we got a big one.
Binary spoil of war.
Relic in
Hupe
the
itu.
mix. I love that Hupe from you. And looking
Kan
at
cuma
Scapeus,
nambah
there's a
2
loss
health.
here. We'll
Ya
see
lumayan.
the win streak going with a Kale headliner.
Nambah 2 health.
Few Superfan upgrades at the very least.
Bisa jadi 2 kali hidup di late game anjing gara-gara Tinius Titan.
is on that heart steal. Now has the tiniest Titan as well. Those are a lot of stars that are aligning right now.
And no one seems to be stopping him. No one is trying to, really index into open.
Binary
Iya ini
spoil
pegangan
of
doang
war
Kelnya nih.
Banget emang.
Rage takes cash out, which is going to make him one of these scarier players coming to stage 4.
Yes, no one is in a position to do it. If you do that, you're actually griefing yourself totally. And we have a lot of players also looking for that chat. Only Taro maybe is the one
Milili.
that still needs at least two rounds.
Ayo bang, kapan ini?
Now Milala faces
Ya nggak ada yang grab cuy.
And let's see if it's enough.
Milala nggak jadiin 5 hasil.
The
Apa lu sih dihilangin deh?
with the double up.
Enggak, itu paling depan place-nya.
300
Oh.
attacks now from Malala. The risk is paying off.
You can see him very shortly
A prayer like
putting
a
his
clap in the air.
hands together there, saying, "More dog, come on, make this one a good one." But we are gonna
Griff bang, bukan Gref.
And of course, for these Heartsteel players, for players
Siapa yang bilang
who are
Gref aja,
on the
Griff, Cok.
loss streak,
Kan gue bilang nge-grip.
you get that priority, and that could be yet another spatula, or just that one
Lain,
perfect
enggak.
item that you need, like, you know, an extra tier from Malala.
Oh, si Panda nge-gref itu apa? Nge-gref itu tuh ya dijelasin sama Agaise ya.
Oh, poor Malala.
Milala kayak first or eight nih. Udah nothing tulus, Cok. Dia butuh ke satu ya, dia harus judi anjing. Bismillah gacor gitu.
Still hasn't pop off any of the items, so he's waiting for
Jadi worth
the
it
cash
kalau
out
main
and
Heartsteel,
then start popping
bagus.
up, and the rest
Bagus
of
kalau
the
lo mau
items
main
have been
Heartsteel mah.
taken. A Twitter fate, obviously we won't be seeing any disco right now. And finally, the rest of the comps. Now everyone has an archetype. Everyone already has a path.
Aduh, cash out. Cok.
A spatula.
Itu ada lagi tuh. Ya, nggak lanjut HS7, Cok. Milala, Cok. Bentar.
Things like the blue buff could be slammed here.
Oh, Cun. Spatula 2 biji, Cok. Halo?
Wah, anjir. Wah, di kepalanya nih. 69 true damage, 10 KDA katanya.
Oh, enggak.
Oh, enggak mau nafsu, cuy.
Enggak mau deh.
And you can
Nggak mau.
kinda watching, right? When you know that
Apakah Milala akan memenangkan game ini? Ini hoki banget sih dia, Cok.
Kalau late game ya, lu late game cash outnya kayak gitu pusing tuh 2 spatula. Ini buat apa ya?
who's up there with the Spoils of War, 3 wins in, and
Milala juga nggak mau ngambil pusing kan, ya udah jadiin taktisian Kronda udah.
specifically from the CN players.
So many players angling Heartsteel Hupe. Not enough.
Riven
units
hijab
for
udah nggak ada yang main ya,
everyone.
pada kapok gitu. Sejadi-jadinya Riven hijab di kentu aja.
Carry options and really mix-ups as possible when it comes to
Doesn't matter anjing.
Caitlyn, Zach even.
And now we see ZUA.
Itu biar nggak pusing jadi iya, Cok.
Wanting to go.
Udah jawaban paling pasti. Kamu pusing ya bikin itu aja udah.
He doesn't want it. He
Don't.
knows he has to go for the cap. He cannot allow Milala. He cannot allow the rest to
Bisa
close
10
it out.
penta.
So,
Susah tadi. Kalau Mardenya penta kayaknya dia mau deh, kalau enggak mah enggak. Tadi Mardenya Sentinel tuh.
This country ball that is very strong as long as possible, but I think 4-2 is the most he can wait for.
And now, of course, everybody else also wants that first place just to stop the 3 players who are in check from running away with it. But somebody
Kenapa gak paksa vertikal, Bang? Biar nggak bingung deh.
that is degree, because that first place would put him in check for the next game and give him another
Oke, dia
shot
dapat
at
itu tadi, cuy, dapat 2 spatula anjir.
Projection for some of these boards is starting to get very, very scary. Spoils of War alongside Binary, the extra items you get from both Spoils of War and the Heartsteel.
Kayak tadi yang sebelumnya dapatnya 2 reforce ya anjir.
As long as you survive, as long as you stay healthy, and that's exactly what we're seeing from ZUE, who has 5 country, one of the strongest boards in this stage 3, an Urgot 2, the extra items from Binary right now, just a very scary board to face.
Masih kalah Milala.
As well.
Yeah, and we're seeing Milala.
Masih, Cok, masih lemah itu.
JP now at 40. Is a good spot.
Nah, di 41 nih. Mati.
The real stabilization of his board. So now the final round of the wolf will decide which are the final items. So Skipdeos trying to go. What is he looking for here? Because he has still as a holder the Kale, but he doesn't have enough. He's holding the bars also. Maybe he's also trying to pivot out of it.
He's not playing Kale. He knows degrees
Yep.
on it. He knows it'll be very hard to contest for a first play.
But it also
to win
will
it.
be very hard to go for Heartsteel.
Oke.
But
Ini Kale kurang 3. Jadi level 7 tapi.
Tap out strongly.
Iya, sengaja naik level. Soalnya itu kan masih ada yang megang Kylo
He
headline.
can do anything.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, he tends
Masih nunggu Kylo-nya dijual ya, Cok.
and we have seen a lot of weird comms come out of it.
Dimarahin tuh anjing yang megang, jual bangsat. Gue mau pivot jing.
Just slots it in to give
Masih dipegang. Bangsat emang, Cok.
Placing that bard in here to try and find maybe that
Round 5 nih dijual nih Kylo coba.
See the crown on the side of his points. He's also in check, and now
Anjing.
roll down from
Wah, dapat dia.
Look, he gets the big shot. Ezreal, this is great for him. He has the items for him. He
Item juga ada.
has the Infinity Edge.
Kapan ya?
Knowing that there's going to be some big roll on the 4-2, he might not be able to
Aku
find
main Adeflex tidak begitu. Kapan ya?
tries to find a few early units, takes them out of the shops, and the Ezreal's a big upgrade for now. statistically, the big shot Ezreal headliner has actually not been performing
Up.
at too high a level in the first.
Oke, menang nih.
Later, you need to Jin later.
Gimana nasib Milala? Menangkah Milala?
Milala juga ngehit. Emang Milala
Kalah lagi Milala.
If you are rolling that early, you often also don't have the goal to roll a lot.
Mana Milala?
Two, three
What the fuck?
One more time, prismatic.
What the fuck?
In here, but not
What
a
the
lot
fuck?
out of the pool with 3 rerolls, right? So still a lot in there. Of course, like you said, that headliner.
Itu Lucky Glove ya?
Would much rather.
Tadi gue lagi liatin Milala lagi roll down, Cok. Oh, dapet ketlin dia.
David looked down at Malala's.
Jadinya Ketlin.
He picked up a very interesting prismatic option that
Tagi kopong anjing.
late game will look like.
Halo.
See the unleashed arcana.
Warak. Wah, anjir.
Lihat ketlinnya. Wah,
Double sniper fokus anjir.
For degree, trying to
Wah bang, kayak apa nih tuh item ketlin anjing?
most oftenly played thing. We see Lulu, of course, as the #1 option.
Ada chill 2 biji.
You need more
Ada mirror.
Gila, gila.
best possibilities for him, and now it's
Gila anjing.
Anjir item lulunya item
Focus is big.
Poppy-nya.
Windsor on each side of the board, making sure to chill and slow down the opponents as much as possible.
Enak banget itu anjir, Cok.
In the late game, this could be definitely what you need to cap out.
Anjing sakit banget goblok.
Ini udah berasa true damage ini. Udah win ini mah dia anjing.
Now, I will point out that Malala
Ini tinggal upgrade doang ini.
does have tiniest titan, so there is
Enak
a
tuh liat
little
ketlinnya, Cok.
of that. But compared to some of the other players, he's already lost significant amounts, and we know how these prismatic lobbies go, where tempo just scales up.
Halo?
Wah, anjir.
Ada lagi anjing.
Has the call to the sniper somehow.
He's a little more front lane.
Ada
so even
lagi,
though he
anjing.
rolled down a lot, he rolled down to
Buat Jin, buat Jin.
the best, but it's actually a good option to go to level 9.
Buat Jen kalau enggak buat ini Lucian.
And
Iya, buat Jin, buat Lucian. Udah buat siapa aja dah.
With the amount of hearts
Kalau Kiana 3 juga dikasih gak dosa anjing.
you're given in the shops, you can't just
Enggak sih, Kiana 1 ya lu kasih itu udah bagus.
stage 4. You have to try and pick up things like the Caitlyn. We'll see if we'll be strong enough. Skippeus against all the 2 players currently in check, trying to fight for the tournament.
Let's go.
Still is not
Anjing Kayla-nya lihat langsung mau hilang tadi.
easy fight from Malala.
Sisa 1 tuh darahnya anjir.
Zaxtra, I would
Nah, mati lo.
Anjing.
I think that's something we need to worry about. Just looking at Scapeus' board, there's just not really anything there that could put up.
Itu Milala deg-degan tuh anjing lihat.
Ini Milala ini menang cuy 2 miliar di mata coy.
2M, Cok.
Interesting for some of the players that are on that Spellweaver line. Maybe go for that one.
Kiana anjing.
Ezreal needs to find a way to transition.
Udah ngambil Kiana tuh.
Stronger board, ditch the kill, ditch the Yasuo especially. Still holding a TG there.
Yeah,
Gua mau lihat Milala cuy.
we haven't
Seru
seen
cuy, liatnya, Cok. Deg-degan anjing.
Volatile of the boards right now, so they're capping now. They're capping. We're trying to see if ZUA is going to.
Kayla hologram bagus
Caps out.
ya.
Also, he together with Milala
Not
are
bad.
trying to go for that level 9 and trying to get the comp that it actually has a good chance of winning the lobby.
Finds a Zed. What can Skip find? This roll down is so relevant. 2 Zeds is a
Second
good start.
Zed.
Lucian is an even better.
Tadi nge-roll.
Every roll here is bringing in Subjuke.
Ini orang,
Skippeus
Kur,
is
lu lihat
enough
nggak?
to stay in contention
Kenapa?
for the lobby win.
Dia nge-roll headlinernya Kayla-nya belum dijual anjing, tapi masih dapat yang lumayan oke. Aneh anjing.
Game number 5.
For now,
Panik,
that
Cok, dia,
is
Cok.
going to be everything is thinking about how to slot
Orang aneh,
this
bukan orang aneh, dia
doesn't
lupa. Oh iya ya ada headlinernya, bentar
We
katanya.
know
Tapi dia nge-hit anjing, minta
who
dipukul
are on
tuh.
the left side also want that Ezreal, so that unit is becoming scarcer and scarcer as the rounds go on. So at this point,
Bang
you're
Yin,
probably
what
very
the fuck,
happy about
Wincon?
having at least found that
Gue yang
version.
pakai mah DFG 3 biji itemnya anjing nggak guna tadi. Main AD, item DFG semua goblok anjing.
Found the final stable, so they're generating gold with his helmet, but it's
Itu
still
guild
not
buff
enough. And now we see
anjing.
the execution table winning against him, so they will
Nah,
actually.
gue kasih jendela kecil untuk si Milala nih, guys.
And the rerollers are also joining the party. It's not all about Heartsteel in this game number 5.
Itu yang di kiri bawah itu boardnya Milala, guys.
Found a little bit earlier than he did in that last game. It was a tiny bit tragic how much he low rolled in that stage 3 to 4. Degree with the hologram kill has also found the 3-star. Obviously not the 3-star Mordekaiser yet, which is that next big spike.
You're saying it, the Mordekaiser is missing, but I would have thought that at least with 2
Indeed.
tails we would be somewhat stable. Degree is on a 3-loss streak, which is a little bit surprising, I would say. Scapeus making some moves.
Jess.
Radiant PG on the Zed could be massive.
3 orang beradu Jess.
Especially.
Cing.
Kecil banget tapi ya guys ya.
Enfrentation now.
Cing, no limit.
Trying to go against Ice. Both have legendaries, not 2-star. Let's see if he knows. There's good positioning from the Lucian. Trying
Dadah.
to barrage from the
Trot.
is not enough. And only 1 life left. 12 HP. So
Milala apa kabar? Oh ini masih hidup. Nggak jadi. Dikentu aja. Dikentu njit.
He really wants to go to level 9.
Itu apa atas itu? Itu boardnya Milala guys.
Such a good item for this carry. We talk about Freaky Friday being so impactful.
Pasti kamu dak-dikduk.
We are also looking at
Ngit.
Scapeus, right? One of our
Halo, ada Jin.
on that check. 4 HP left in the tank. Nothing is coming really together for him. During these Raptors,
Halo, ada
he
Jin.
needs to stabilize this board somehow. And we already saw a little bit of a Monkastier moment in that previous game from him. So I am very worried.
Yeah, he's looking for the Hail Mary. He wants to high to get another Lucian. Use the duplicate.
Tapi ini ya lebih cepet ya. Nggak usah deh.
So big for the Zed
Lulu
now as
3.
well.
The Lulu 3 comes
Nyari apa
for
nih?
Ren. So
Bang,
now
kamu
he
nyari
has
apa?
to find who will punish even
Bingung
more
nggak?
defensive players.
Ya udah nggak apa-apa bang, sama aku juga bingung.
He's on his last life.
Weh, naik cuy.
Harus steal dulu nggak sih bang? Nggak dapat kan stealnya bang.
One you were looking for, considering you do have a Zed pair here.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
send
Ada
it.
bang.
You
No
cannot
glove
save
is
that
tragic.
duplicator for the next
Ada bang, teteh di
Slam
jalan.
Advantage of Knight and the guard breaker to try and make anything happen here, but really neither this roll down nor the items were what
Ada
Scapeus
bang.
was looking
Kenanya Lulu
for. He
3 cuy.
runs into that Lulu 3.
Just fine.
Just
Apa dah Lulu 3 Ilawi 2 level 7, halo?
side. There is maybe a slight chance that the
Itu gua nggak salah lihat kan, itu Ilawi 2 anjing di depannya.
can find a way to break through to that backline. The Zix is taken out.
Boleh
Nggak
nih,
cukup
Bang.
kalau si Lulu doang carry-nya aja.
But the Lulu is still
Boleh Riko Lulu depannya gitu. Nggak gitu loh anjing. Mampus jing. Ah, mampus. Orang high
Wih
roll gak
langsung
jelas.
pulang.
Mampus.
Steadfast Heart Relic. Unfortunately an 8th, but that's
Taruh
all
top
he
freak.
needed to go into
Iya
check.
cok, taruh masih sehat cok. Weh, taruh jadi cuy.
If we able to make it to that game number 6.
Taro was the only one we were seeing it there, the only one who cannot make it even if he gets a first place. And Sako here also staying with the Executioner 9. He's trying to get the Vex 3 and he got it. Vex 3 for him. Good front line with the Pantheon. He doesn't have the Amumu, maybe the Pantheon is not enough, so lacking a little front line there. Meanwhile, Degree with the hologram kill, full max speed.
Hologram kill ternyata.
copy away
Itu.
from finding that Mordekaiser 3 there for Degree, but we are gonna hop on over to Scapeus looking at Caesar's board. We still haven't found that Ezreal 2
Dadah.
for him is on a pair, but in the back
Bang,
there is a
dadah.
Jin who is ramping up.
Solution.
and
Weh,
trying to
hidup
get
cok.
more of these units
Anjing,
out of the
Zaknya
board.
ajaib cok. Weh, best in slot.
Can the Zek
Oke. Menang gacha itu aja. Oh enggak deh, itu lucky glove deh.
Lucky.
Goblok.
Zed wrapping to the right, able to kill the Lucian, but the
Base in slot
direct shots
gitu,
of the
bejir.
Lucian onto the opponent's
Radian Globe sama ini juga.
so clutch near the end of that fight.
Yeah, the hero is being the sack. The EDM is going there.
Bun Cuci mana? Tusun cok, nggak masuk cok.
Wih ini hampir beda 3 nih modenya.
The difference. Now Saka again trying to go with his line and Ice rolling
Ice
again
nyari
now
apa,
on
Ice?
level 9 trying to cap more even more his board. He's looking for the Lucian too.
seeing that Samira
Itu,
come online, more
itu
Yorick, Bang.
nyari apa?
Saku's board, but Scapeus is still on
Ay,
one
lu.
live. And this time around, it is going to be Degree on the other side.
Wih Milala kalah tadi cuy.
Scapeus now trying to fight up against the kills. We're
Bahaya
slowly
tuh.
scaling on the back left there. Lucian does
Tapi duit Milala 69 itu dia mau naik
We'll
level
see what
pasti.
the Lucian can do though. Firing
Masih nabung.
now. Not quite on them yet, but the
Tapi kalau dia kalah ini kalah terakhirnya nih.
buying so much time. The Zed now onto the kill should be a win.
Kalah lagi Milala cok. Wah.
Gitu.
Oh tapi masih Crossel sih.
This Zag is an
SMP aduh yo.
Anjir Jess cok. Dapat dong Milala Jessnya. Oh enggak mungkin Milala dapat. Anjir. Kalau dapat itu tadi anjir.
Tapi
Scapeus juga butuh tuh Jess Emblem, Jess 4 itu dia cok.
And now with the emblem mates, he's able to get more life for all his comp.
Iya ya.
So this is amazing for him.
Yeah, he has shown in the past days that this is a
Dikasih ke siapa? Kiana kayaknya.
comfortable on leading that
Siapa
Jess
ada udah,
Artsteal.
bodo amat
Of
deh,
course,
Cok.
very popular overall, but Scapeus now with that pickup not only finds that Jazz emblem, but also that Ziggs too.
Oh enggak ikut Nusantara. Oh enggak.
Doing well right now.
Milala.
Milala level 9.
Oke.
Lihat
Lihat
Oh,
Kiananya.
bintang 2, cuy.
Kiananya dari jauh nih, Cuk. Oh, enggak deh. Ya, oh Kiananya berduain nih.
This front line is very chilly if you're looking at it. A lot of winters
Dipukul mundur tuh front line-nya.
going to go up against
Kira Kiananya mau dibikin jadi ini, Cuk. Kiana jarak jauh anjing.
that is dealing with a Jazz board from Scapeus. Two players
Ih.
out here, and for Scapeus, it's actually looking
Goodbye cuy, Kiana 2 kuat cuy. Ada ketlin juga cuy.
Dua orang meleduk.
Rame banget boardnya anjing.
Gitu. Ini nih, hard steal, what the fuck kalau jadi. Kalau enggak ya udah.
Eyes on Malala trying to do anything they can to stop him from ending again one of the most historic
Lock nggak sih, Mas?
TFT history.
Only 13 HP for him, but he's actually very close.
Ih, nyala semua gini.
Buset, mau nyalain semua anjing.
Nyala abangku anjing.
The Ketlin that is actually doing great work. He decides not to sell.
Ini sih, gue nggak yakin sih Milala bisa kalah anjir.
Ini Milala. Juara dong deh gue.
2 miliar dong ini Milala.
2M dong Milala, Cok. Anjing.
amazing feat it would be if he can round this one out.
Big win, no lock needed on the shop. The Lucian have a natural shop next round. The Lucian 2 upgrade would be massive. Degree also stays alive.
Lu jago siapa bang? Gak ada sih.
Potentially contesting Malala for the win. Holy.
He's been
TF winning condition sekarang. Gue tiap main itu dapetnya DFG 3 biji dah.
This is the prep group diff.
Pusing gue dapetnya kalau DFG 3 biji.
Game number 5. It's now Degree's turn to do it. NA seems to know something the other regions don't.
DFG yang paling jelek ya.
Kaki, iya. DFG cuma bisa di pasal 1 juga kan. Nggak bisa lu stack 3 biji di Ziggs gitu loh. Dapetnya keluar what the fuck sih? 3 DFG, 3 hull breaker anjing. Udah gue bingung ngapain dia anjing.
Nggak ada milih-milih itu, pencet aja cok. Oke, Mayan juga tuh dapat itu. Wah anjir.
Hull break cok, Lucian speed push gak sih Bas?
Itu kayaknya bakal dikasih ke Yorick gak sih itu?
Yeah, more 3 now for Degree, and this is the cap of the board. Maybe you can think about Yorick too, but now Degree in a great spot. Not good.
Wah, dia lawan Milala anjir, goodbye dah, Degree.
Dadah, bukti rame itu anjing. Halo? Rame banget bukti cok, halo. Halo, anjing. Assalamualaikum mamang, anjing.
Goodbye bang. Nggak cukup cok, pakai morde doang bang. Goodbye.
Eternal Winter, a massive counter to the Kill, who's trying to ramp up her attack speed, and the Kiana as well. We saw the more.
Maju.
No, this is a great part for Milala. This is supposed you want. He raised the stakes. He got a good cash out early, and then he pivot out of.
Mau 3 hari ya bang?
And this is the board that normally wins.
Kalinya juga.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking across these, the
Taro, apakah Taro bisa meng-deny
executioner line?
Ari min 3?
Actually has enough power.
Akali min 3 anjing.
That Malala has assembled. It is going to be Taro who gets to fight him first, though, has just found that RE2 that we see in the backline.
I don't know, that's impactful enough. Ari's already been taken down. The Senna's starting to get surrounded, targeted by the Lux, by every single unit on Malala's side of the board. The Sniper's focus, with such a strong front line, you're able to have so much distance between yourself and the opponent's carries. It just seems like the Grim Reaper has arrived. Malala really camping out the board with the What the Forge especially. A risky play, could have backfired with just some terrible items, but he found so many Sniper's focuses.
He's winning by 7, by 6 units, so actually penalizing a lot of the blow, hitting them a lot for a lot of HP, and now Taro wins his final round and getting the Ilaoi 2, and actually improving his front line. That's the only thing he needed. He
Halo,
has the
Akali.
he has the damage.
Min 1. Halo.
That previous round
Min 1 Akali dia, Cuk.
Iya anjir.
Ih, gang itu.
Sering kali ter-HP-HP.
fight ice first. Heartsteel against a little bit of everything on Malala's side.
Wih, tapi Ice juga boardnya kuat anjir tuh. Lihat tuh itemnya tuh. Cuman ya Milala terlalu ini boardnya.
Gacor cok Milala cok. Juara cok.
Wih. Wah, anjir mati.
Possibly win who he was Taro, he was looking for the Akali 3. He's defeated and now he's in fourth.
Wah, ini Milala menang nih.
Milili.
Are still alive. Milala with the first place of getting this tournament, of getting the TFT championship.
Milala sold the Alawi, finds another one now in the carousel, trying to find the Alawi to upgrade. North America versus CN. CN trying to stop North America from doing it again. They won set.
Anjing. Mana nih? Ilawinya nggak upgrade. Halo? Oke.
Championship wins.
Oh, di hold 1 akalinya sama ini Milala cok. Orang jahat aja. Jahat itu.
At that set potentially to get yet one more, but
orang jahat anjing.
Very close to what is the ultimate concoction of legendaries.
5 legendary 2-star if we count the one that are duplicated.
20M bang, tetap cok jahat anjing.
Sniper fokus lagi cok. Ya seperti itulah Milala cuy.
Di turnamen liat orang min 1 nggak pegang, enggak, gua mau orang baik.
He's nervous.
Orang baik.
Very close from getting it. Malala is healing up with Tiny Titans every single fight. Something goes wrong with the fight RNG. Looks like
beres dong ini kur. Turnamen. Milala juara lagi cok, gacor cok.
Ini udah pasti Milala ini mah.
Set Vegas Open juara. Heartsteel menang, ini menang, alah udah orang kaya deh kur. Palakin gak sih?
Bang minta 100 juta bang buat bikin Tourney Nusantara bang.
And now you're looking at Ice, who has won that previous round, is very close to getting yet another.
Baik soalnya Nusantara Open ya cok. Soalnya turnamennya Nusantara Open sih, makanya ya udah gak akan gue pegang unit orang cok.
Could be a good match against Milala, but not now. He needs those 2 legendaries. Now the face-off is against both CN players on the right.
Oh yang kanan yang asli lawan asli ya.
Milala on the left.
And Ice has a great combination of augments. He couldn't have asked for much more as well. Has the roll the dice into the lucky glove.
This is it.
B1 Heartsteel cok.
Only Ice in the way of Malala on his path to the.
Milala mendadak punya teman banyak abis turnamen. Minta duit sama anjing. Bener juga goblok.
It's actually good. He needs the G2. He needs the Yorick 2.
The Ziggs is found from Malala. That last little bit of extra trade spike he needed adding.
Tutorial jadi teman Milala, tolol.
Oke, Yorick 2-nya dapat. Nggak diambil. Oh ini.
Ada Yuki nih, kalau nggak salah aku 1 SD sama Milala anjing. 2M 20M 20 cok.
2M anjir.
Turun.
20M gila banget anjing.
Anjing. Yang kanan tiba-tiba bintang 2 semua goblok.
Malala has enough HP to tank one more loss, but so does Ice. Both of
Item tank doang itu tuh bang. Mau harapan apa lagi bang? Oh Jennya belum full item. Gue kira tadi udah.
Lah dia nggak mau jonyain Ilawi-nya.
Ah zonnya Ilawi.
Oh, finals fights, 28 HP for both sides, 26 on the other. Let's see if it's enough. 25-28.
Jing, Lucian sama Ketlinnya itemnya sama tuh bangsat. Sama tuh item anjing.
Wah menang Milala cuy.
Wih, tok anjing.
2 miliar. Belum anjir.
Satu lagi cok.
And that is going to be the trend.
Weh, cari Jin 3. Tapi dia masih level 9 ya.
Gak ada duit.
He's not selling. Yeah. He's not selling. He thinks he can win. Maybe some
Digeser dikit gak ngaruh cok.
is able to hold up for the whole speed of the Maestro to work, maybe there's a possibility of Milala is highly the favorite.
It has to come down to the Thresh potentially casting onto that right-hand corner with the Lucian and the Caitlyn. The Kiana's not going to be so relevant from Milala's side as well.
Ayo lo kami bang.
Wrapped from the Yorick, but so many tentacles in the way. The Kiana onto the Thresh. stunning the
Aku
Thresh.
posisi
Kita lihat ulti Ezrealnya gimana Ezreal. Challenger, ulti Challenger Ezreal.
Top left corner. The
nyangkut tuh Ezrealnya tuh ke stun.
Lah nyangkut aja.
Stun tuh anjing. Oi menang tuh Milala tuh.
Is going to be your remix.
Lo lihat tuh di belakang masih ada yang bekas
Gokil.
penjelasannya tuh gue.
Tuh $100.000 tuh di belakang tuh.
Iya tuh dapat lagi dia anjing.
2 dong di belakang. Ada juga tuh pialanya tuh anjing.
Oh, iya,
Ditampilin sama dia.
This
raining down upon the stage to celebrate. I think a set that will not be beaten no matter how long.
Si anjing tuh.
Milala has made
Menang semua tuh.
history for himself, but for North America as well, another big championship.
Dulu kayaknya gue SMP bareng Milala deh.
Now he's the most condecorated place.
Menang lagi. Ini Marquez ini, Cok.
Have to think in the story of TFT in a single set. This was amazing run from him. I'm so happy for him.
Keren C-Star dulu mau ada reveal set baru.
and he's such a nice guy.
Ini dia keluar dari kamar, terus turun ke maknya. Gimana kabar, Mak? Baru dapat 2M nih. Wes. Mau beli apa, Mak? Baru dapat 2M nih. Mau ke HW enggak, Mak? Mau 2M nih.
Such an amazing story from Malala.
It all started off with a raise
Milala batak preko.
taking a risk knowing he had to do so if he wanted to win. Second
Sebangku kalau nggak salah pas SD anaknya Pak Agus. Bener sih itu Pak Agus kan dulu. Dulu di SMP juga gue bareng sama dia tuh. Anaknya Pak Agus anjing.
Apa?
Ini Milala teman lama gue ternyata kur satu SMP. Yuki juga katanya satu SD sama Milala dulu. Milala pakai BCA nggak ya goblok anjing. Milala jawab Fred anjing. Milala juara, iya yang menang Milala tuh. Ini apalagi Yuki tolol anjing Yuki. Kebiasaan anjing.
Gokil Milala cuy.
Asli Malaysia cina Milala edan anjing.
Hasil nganjuk anjing. Let's go Milala. All in Bitcoin Milala. Habis bentar lagi halving nih.
Kalau gue pas SMA teman se-eskul goblok anjing.
Milala ini teman cosplay gue cuy. Ada yang nge-WA nanti cuy. Halo Milala, lu ingat gua nggak? Nah, itu tuh. Tengah halo Milala, gimana kabarnya? Jadi gini. Di luar ada pinjol nggak ya guys? Jangan lupa Milala dipotong pajak. Pajak US enak nggak gede, masa sih nggak gede? Harusnya gede aja kalau US mah.
Makan bang. Menang tuh. Set baru ya tuh. Milala kira-kira pas Ramadan besok mudik ke sini nggak ya goblok anjing. Kenapa semua kan jadi tiba-tiba kenal Milala anjing? Tolol. Makan guys.
Pajak penghasilan.
Liquidpedia langsung update profilnya Milala.
Kok nggak ada angka persenannya sih?
Milala yang menang, lu yang makan-makan, ya gimana? Gua lapar, cok. Gue ini gimana gue?
Pajak perusahaan 21%, perorangan 37%.
Gue pada sok kenal sama Milala gitu anjing, satu SD lah, satu SMP anjing. Padahal kan temen kita ya gue kayak Milala.
Iya cuy. Amerika tuh gede pajaknya coy, pendapatannya aja gede, nggak mungkin pajaknya kecil cok. Di luar mah pajaknya gede-gede.
Jam segini makan, ini makan pertama gue hari ini cok, makan nasi pertama gue anjing.
Di Amerika tuh udah lah pajaknya gede, biaya rumah sakitnya gede, harga rumah juga mahal.
Makan apa? Nasi, daging, sayur, masakan mama.
Milala dia solo atau ada tim juga ya? Dia tim DG ya? Disgus itu ya? Mungkin dipotong juga sama Disgus dulu. Enggak, dia nggak join Disgus ya?
Milala kill sepuh goblok anjing. Tuh kan terbukti reroll bagus.
Pil set 11 ya Kor. Nggak boleh cuy.
Makanya senyum aja kontol.
After 5 games, Malala has done it and he has returned as the king.
Teman gua ada LLC sendiri, nggak bikin PT di Indo, bikin PT di US. LLC itu apa tuh? Ada DSG mas, rungkat semua playernya. Iya.
North America, let's go! The king of set 10 claimed his crown for the third time this set, nearly a fourth.
Kalian tahu nggak sih soal yang endorse Messi itu cuy, yang Crypto Planet? Tadi gue lihat berita cuy, rungkat kriptonya. Planet.
Kok masih ngitungin duit Milala awa anjing.
Update tanggal 20.
Yang juara Milala yang ngitungin duitnya Kuro anjing.
Nggak ada bahas itu Tegula. DSG itu apa? Kayak guild, grup, tim gitu. Ya walaupun mereka solo-solo gitu. LLC itu kayak PT di Indo mah pada cabut ke US, makanya disebut tax haven. Mungkin ada triknya kali itu mah. Kalau pajak mah di sana pasti gede.
Milala juara palala makan goblok.
Tapi gue juga gak ngerti sih. Mungkin bukan ke US ya kali. Ke negara bagiannya mungkin. Negara apa gitu ya yang pajaknya kecil banget ya?
Is by raising the stakes.
Yeah, I said he had to raise the stakes, and he did both figuratively and literally in this game, right? He raised the stakes one time. We thought he might go for 2 with the tiniest Titans, but that wasn't the second raise the stakes. The second raise the stakes was the Forge. That's when he raised it, and he was able to find all those snipers' focuses.
It was amazing to watch, and we get a chance to celebrate now our top 8 players and how.
Kalau chat Wikipedia US Tag Event itu ada.
Nih, besok video ini nggak akan bisa tampil dulu cok, banyak copyright anjing.
Nah kan di negara bagiannya cok, Alaska, Tennessee, Wyoming, Florida, South, bla 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 bla. Sedangkan ini tempat kejadian itu di North America anjir.
Top 2, 3, 4 itu Cina semua cok.
I think they still do say that, much as they did in the previous championship. Say, on any other day, in any other game, they're absolutely going to be back there. I don't think China ever leaves as one of the biggest threats.
Yeah, I think next set, we're already going to be seeing everybody coming back stronger and better than ever, but we have to stay in the now. Please welcome to our broadcast, the man, the myth, the legend, the champion, Malala. Congratulations.
Lihat nih. Lu lihat Milala ngomong nih. Mulutnya pasti miring. Sebelah doang kebukanya. Aku tumben enggak anjir. Kemarin gue liat di shot deh gitu, Cok.
Yeah, let's go through that journey together really fast. You had so much.
Nah, kalau enggak lu lihat yang cewek deh,
Vegas Open. You go right into the North America circuit, winning the first
Tuh.
tournament of the set.
Menurut gue karena ini sih, karena pelafalan bahasa Inggris ini susah, jadi enaknya kayak buka mulut sebelah aja.
Keep the ball rolling, narrowly
Kayaknya emang dari desain karakternya gitu deh, enggak ini.
Desain karakter aja.
Mulutnya enggak di tengah nih.
That's basically untouchable.
Banyak kayak gitu, apalagi orang-orang UK guys. Banyak kayak gitu dia ngomongnya. Nah tuh, Milala mulai kelihatan tuh.
Itu mulutnya nggak di tengah gue. Emang waktu bikin karakternya salah mereka tuh.
Alright, Malala, I gotta ask.
Desain dari Tuhan.
And the check in the back. Now you got a trophy, another check. Is it going to just keep stacking up behind you? Or are you going to eventually be buried in accolades that you're not even going to be able to function in that room anymore, Malala? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I can keep it going in the next couple sets. Initially, when I won Vegas, I was like kind of scared that I was never going to win again, but I don't know. I kept getting it. I just always in the spot to keep winning, I guess.
Well, I want to ask you what was going through your mind in that game as you have to take all these risks. You told us you were raising the stakes to win. That had to be what you did. You raised the stakes with the heart steel, but also what the forge, and that's the moment I really want to ask you about. You get to that prismatic augment, and you really have to take such a massive risk.
Yeah, I think in my spot, I was sort of forced to take What the Forge. I don't think any of my other options were really takeable. And the thing with What the Forge is it's like a huge coin flip. Like, get really bad.
Milala aja bilang coin flip What the Forge. Kalau itemnya jelek tuh Sun anjing.
Tapi dia terlalu bagus banget anjir.
Iya, yang gua DFG 3 biji monyet.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
It's whatever. As long as Mordog put me first, he gave me the personal blessing because he picked title last set, and then he picked me this set. So I guess whoever Mordog picks just ends up winning worlds.
Someone get the referee on this one.
Yeah, just know Malala, I picked you first.
DFG item yang mana? Item artifak, tongkat, ijo anjing.
We hung out in Vegas.
Cuma ke musuh sekali udah.
This guy chosen to win in set 10.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
DFG apa? Deadfire Grass.
And I want to look towards your future now.
Item cacat anjing. Main Heartsteel ada deflex dapetnya itu pusing deh.
11 is right around the corner.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep competing. I've been able to do it while working my job, so I think if I can keep.
Anjir, dia masih ada kerja ternyata, Cok.
I'm one of the best competitors in the world. I'll keep going for it.
Well, but I think you've won enough money now that you might be able to quit that job. But it sounds like you're in a comfy position. But what are you gonna do with all of that?
Apa kerjanya anjir?
I don't know. I'm mostly just I don't really like spending too much money. I'm not a big spender. I'm more of like I just stay at home and play TFT. So.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna bathe in it, is what you're saying? Is just make it a part of the...
Milala menang, iya.
Yeah. Cases of cash.
Sakit ditaruh di Ziggs satu dong yang bisa pakai. Cok, gue punya 3 anjing DFG.
Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to ask of Malala?
I guess I would kind of like to ask you because Malala already, you've attracted so much worldwide attention, becoming the world champion here. I have to imagine there's a lot of people watching right now who maybe at the very beginning are thinking about getting into it.
Mana nih gue mau lihat set baru coy. Bang udah bang.
Possible. What would you like to say to players who might want to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, I've always just been a believer, I guess. Always have confidence in yourself and always believe that you can make it this far. I think if people look back at my journey, especially when I started like in set 6 and set 7, I don't think many people would have believed that I would make it to where I am today in terms of like my competitive TFT career. So perseverance actually helps out a lot, and just keep believing in yourself.
Well said.
All right, Malala, they said that you were a choker. They said, oh, you only won because of your gold openers. They made so many excuses. What are they going to say? What are your haters going to say now, Malala? Or what do you have to say to them?
I'm the world champ.
Keren gitu cok anjing. Keren gitu cok anjing.
We're gonna let you go celebrate, but before we do that, I wanted to give you one last chance to have a platform, say shout outs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just want to give the same shout outs I gave in the
Keren gitu bro anjing.
Philip, Toronto, Tokyo. I also want to give shout outs to like replay.
Mana jadi streamer aja bang, dia kerja apa sih? Kalau dia masih kerja sih kayaknya kalau nggak, gue nggak yakin kerja di tempat orang deh, kayaknya kerja bantu orang tua mungkin. Dengan duit sebanyak itu, dengan streamer yang view-nya gede.
I also need to give a shout out to Dan and
kerjanya streaming kali gue.
They do like a lot for NHFT, and Dan was actually like the first guy who ever put me on the spotlight back in set 7. I think I was given a good opportunity, like a good second chance to like be in the spotlight, and I just want to make the most of it.
Best of luck to you, Malala, in your future. Congratulations again on your world champion title, and enjoy that golden spatula behind you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. NA on top, one.
Kerjanya part time jaga toko bang. Iya bisa jadi jaga toko punya keluarganya, bantu-bantu. Jaga toko warung Madura kayaknya Jo.
Warung Madura anjing. Masih aja gitu.
It's just like Urgots. The more you put there, it's just more terrifying and more terrifying. And it's gonna take it home again. We're looking for a beat now. We're starting off.
Kerja di McD ilmu padi dia. Dia kalau kerja di McD diculik anjing.
Is just getting so much more synergy. We heard from Relic joining the MSI, and now from Malala being able to talk to 60 Cent. We heard that from Taro as well. He studied the TOC finals extremely extensively. So I think, you know, it might.
Malala punya tambang emerald. Lu kira dia main Minecraft anjing tambang emerald goblok anjing.
A lot of magic from other regions though as well, right? Not only has it been the international synergy between all of these players competing.
Gak mungkin penghasil dari ini tuh gak punya usaha sendiri. Dia kerja part time dengan pendapatan sebanyak itu, dengan view segede itu kayak berarti ada alasan kuat banget dia sampai bisa ikut part time cuy. Entah itu mungkin utang keluarga yang gede atau karena
di Vegas kan diwawancara. Emang iya. Yang bener lu Ilham.
Well said, well said.
Atau karena itu bantu keluarga guys.
I was very, very excited to see his performance, just to see the passion on his face. When he went to 19 points, you could see how much it crushed him, and I know that we're gonna have still all that passion from LATAM coming back.
Padahal dia day 1 rungkat bet ya.
Iya anjing. May be over. That just means that another set gets to begin. And without further ado, we have
set baru
about set 11, Inkborn Fables.
Oke, set baru. Ore.
Part time karena gabut apaan anjing.
Terus tau dia cuma dikasih trailer ini doang.
Oh ini nih, trailer set 11 nih. Aku sih belum lihat trailernya guys.
Where myth intertwines with reality, and fantastical beings tempt fate and fortune. With a new mechanic and roster.
Wih, championnya ada apa aja tuh?
Oh udah. Oh belum. Keren udah.
Wih, taburat baik nih.
Goblok.
Ini yang baik apa yang jahat nih guys?
And I'm Sloan, the gameplay designer behind the set mechanic you're about to encounter.
We're so excited to welcome you to our new set, Inkborn Fables.
New mechanic encounter apa nih tuh?
Wih, apa nih?
Fables, brushes with fate and mythical creatures are inevitable. So we created Encounters, a new mechanic that brings the thematic to life. At various points in each game, you'll have chance encounters with legendary beings. They can be just for fun, or literally game-ending. Some encounters have a small impact on your game.
Yang kan itu yang agak ngeselin itu. Dia bisa langsung kebunuh lu.
And all tacticians get bigger, then shrink down a bit. With the gameplay effect. Why, you ask? Well, Sett's just passionate about bulk and cut cycles, and sometimes it's fun to have a more normal game of TFT. Then,
Kenapa nggak offline ya bang turnya? Gak tau juga sih.
for example,
Nanti gue coba gue tanyain teman gue dulu di Rito.
permanently sacrifice a shop slot in
Anjing.
exchange for a reward, or play it safe.
Shopnya jadi min 1 slot gitu deh.
Oh, I've got to talk about this next one, which comes from some very loud player feedback. Fishing minigame enthusiasts, we see you. When you meet Tom Kench, you'll want to stand in puddles to collect fish for the River King. The more fish you collect, the more loot everyone gets. And then there's the Kane encounter. If Kane appears, he'll announce his return on a predetermined stage.
Nah ini nih.
When he returns, he ends the game. Whether you're first or 8th when that time comes, your fate will stand.
Nah itu gacha jadinya. Aduh,
Iya.
siapa yang mati? Lah
Iya.
goblok anjing.
Over the course of the set, you'll have the chance to see more than 7.
Lah goblok anjing.
Some of the spicier ones to be more rare.
Urutan lu sekarang. Oh.
Now let's talk about some of the traits you'll discover in Inkborn Fables. First up, Exalted. If you love adapting on the fly, you'll love Exalted. In each game that you play, a new subset of champions will be given the trait, creating novel opportunities. This trait buffs Exalted
Ini ibaratnya tuh kayak ini.
allies, so you can play it as a vertical or
Kayak cuaca di set 8 nah.
that flexibility is vital because you'll be building
Wah, ada set
dramatically
8. Emang ada set 8?
Exalted roster changes.
Itu yang cuaca udah tuh.
Bukan
Itu
set
yang
8.
Jana cuacanya ada ini gitu. Itu set 9 ya.
Oh yang itu.
Double their bonus stats. Hui leagues
Ada Hui, Cok.
will make his debut with a 5-cost mythic. His artist trait lets him paint duplicate copies of your benched units. We're also revisiting a fan favorite, Fortune. So get ready to bring out.
Nah ini hardstyle nih.
But Fortune is especially exciting this time around because for the first time ever in TFT, we're introducing a new character to Runeterra. Our new tank Yordle
Ini
is an
apa?
absolute unit. Well, by Yordle standards, because he's only about 4 feet tall. This fluffy fellow will join the ranks of tanky Yordles.
Dikeplak batu anjing sama bener tuh. Keren tuh anjing.
Despite being a 1-cost, he scales nicely into the late game because the more interest you earn, the more permanent health he gets.
Nggak ada HL lagi.
Okay, now I've got to share my favorites. First up, Fated. Bond 2 units together and you'll make them stronger. Now, Keith. Speaking of favorite couples, there's one more unit I want to call out. Zion Rakan.
Nah saya harapkan ini ada 2 langsung.
5 cost via their unique trait lovers.
Oh.
The trait allows you to swap which lover takes to the battlefield based upon where you place them. Each lovebird has
Oh anjing.
that will also
Wih keren, Cok.
ready to build your
Bisa gitu anjing, ganti-ganti, Cok. Butuh tank atau
As
damage.
you write her legend, through reaching trait breakpoints, you'll have the ability to empower her spell, grant her new passive.
Kel ini kayak Hammerdinger. Tapi based on ini thread. Kalau punya 3 kita bisa milih 1 stat. Kalau dapat 5 bisa milih lagi. Kalau 7 bisa milih lagi.
Lah jadi Jess dong.
Kok Jess?
Jess kan trade-nya banyak makin kuat.
Tapi yang kuat dia doang kayak Hammerdinger.
Oh.
Kalau Hammerdinger kan beli item ya. Kalau itu dia tinggal milih doang. Asalkan cukup sinerginya.
Usually when we make a champion in TFT, we have plenty of examples to draw from in League or previous sets for the tech. This was the first time where we had to build the tech for a champion from the ground up. Because
Oh ya apa itu Irelia begitu, Cok?
Ya Irelia OP banget anjir. Keren banget skillnya.
Wajing.
Engineering is at the core of making games. Designers and artists can dream up the wildest things, but it always falls to engineers.
Ya 11 namanya apa? Infable Born tadi ya?
When design wanted to bring Aurelia's legendary blade dancing abilities into the game, we went to Honorog and said, design wants to do something impossible. So in a real way, we went to engineering to see if we could.
Keren banget unit itu, Cok.
Dia cost 5 tapi.
Oke, Irelia 4 nih.
wanted Aurelia's missiles to weave smoothly from target.
Nih, keren gini, Cok.
At the time, this was impossible. It was hard for us to create missiles with smooth paths that were more complicated than S shape. We solved this issue by using a combination of Hermite splines. These are basically equations that tell a missile how to move in a specified shape from point A to point B.
Developer itu apa namanya pengen banget divalidasi gitu. We don't fucking care behind-nya itu, Cok.
decides what the next
Tapi
target
Lu mau lo pakai codingnya Java tiba-tiba kayak mau lo pakai apa gitu.
that actually hits them.
Harus banget gitu kita tahu prosesnya anjir.
Unlock new possibilities for the future of TFT.
Biar orang-orang nerd pada tahu gue.
Example of how we're trying to push the boundaries of TFT as a major player within
Keren
Tech
gini, Cok.
and the Runeterra universe. Our new tank yordle unit is of course another example of this. But there's even more we've been working on. Alun, who you know as a Phyllis's twin sister,
Ini
Alun.
ada emang.
Alun. Kakaknya
Waduh,
Pelios.
nih, dia sekarang. Anjing, keren tuh.
Alunnya ada, Peliosnya juga ada.
the most comprehensive set we've ever created, thanks to the efforts of all of our teams working in harmony, including QA, art, engineering, design, and many, many more. But
Asik. Dadah set 10 gue mau main PBE, bye anjing. Ya, gue mau main PBE aja, Cok. Fuck set 10 ih. Ih.
Hey Tacticians, I'm Alex, a product manager for cosmetics on TFT.
Kalau gini work 4 bulan sekali, iya, Cok.
Nah ini di set 11 kayaknya ada banyak banget ini coy, taktisiannya.
Gak tahu, bentar lagi katanya.
On eliminating some of the randomness you see in treasure realms today. Coming midway through this set, our rotating shop will offer a seasonal selection of in-game content you can buy with a new currency. You'll get this currency through passes.
Ya jadi untuk orang yang sering ngegacha di treasure realm nanti bakal dapet kayak 2 currency gitu. Bisa dapat yang kuning atau enggak yang hijau. Nah terus nanti bisa dibelanjain kayak token gitu.
You can save up for something in the future.
Keren, Cok.
The overall goal of this update is to increase agency in how you choose to approach collection. So we're making a couple of additional changes. With the addition of rotating shop currency to treasure realms,
Asik nambah cibi
the drop rate of mythic content, but also reducing the price of each treasure realm pull along with it. We'll also be adding a milestone reward track similar to League's Master.
Nah ini nih.
These changes will result in
Free to play bisa nggak? Free to play seingat gue juga ada sistem rewardnya nanti. Kayak battle pass gitu.
That's it for me.
Yang udah gacha 160 kali ada PT balik gak? Enggak harusnya.
Thanks for supporting TFT, whether you're still repping River Sprite or flaunting your finisher at the end of a fight. Now I'll pass it over to Mariah in our
Singapura, Cok.
to talk about some of the new
Singapura, Cok.
coming in.
Apanya?
Ini orang dari Rio Singapura katanya.
Oh.
Hello everyone, Mariah, one of the producers for cosmetics on TFT here, and I'm honored to share what the team's been working on for
Kemarin baru juga Alin gacha Everything Goes Online, udah tahu, Cok.
With the set's release, introducing Chibi Morgana and her spellbinding
Andai. Keren gitu, Cok.
Also, during our release patch is a new mythic variant of a fan favorite Chibi. Chibi Spirit Blossom Ari is the perfect Chibi to guide your foes to the afterlife.
Beli gak sih, Kur?
Skip.
But new Chibis aren't the only thing
Ada banyak non chibinya, ada banyak banget.
Iya apa nih?
That's never made a mean face.
Nggak ada cong kah?
Well, they've never really made a face at all. And finally, our Heaven Celestial Court Arena. Koi points do make the perfect.
Keren banget.
Even if that point tends to transition into a spirit realm with glowing fish circling.
Bang, nabung bang, set depan beli board bang. Nabung bang, anjing bagus banget. Anjing, bagus semua Cok. Nabung ya, bisa yuk nabung.
Michael Sherman, lead for TFT East.
Ding, duit Cok.
So let me start off
Anjing bagus banget tuh.
to everyone who came out to Vegas for the first TFT Open. Congrats to Malala, who took home our first ever Tactician's belt. It was such an incredible weekend, and I can't wait for our next Open at the end of this year. On top of that, we just crowned our Remix Rumble champion this weekend. We're filming this before said championship, so whoever ends up winning,
Pre-recorded anjing.
I thought you were the favorite the whole time, no cap. Now, let's turn our eyes to how we're improving future competition.
Dadah duit beasiswa halo buat goblok anjing. Beli gak sih? Bagus banget anjing.
9 unique regional formats that are hard to follow and know how to get involved. We've also heard that competitors feel like they're playing in qualifiers for qualifiers, and the seeds at set championships don't represent regional strength. So, starting with Inkborn Fables, our regional cups will be shifting to a pan-regional model, built around EMEA, APAC, the Americas, and
Tidak ada SEA cuy.
this allows us to simplify formats.
Saya-nya mana, Bang?
This way, competitors can better represent their servers, build new rivalries or friendships, and take advantage of TFT's unique ability to compete cross-regionally without lag being an issue. These pan-regional tournaments will also become the new path for players to earn
Apek kan SEA. Tadi ada Apek ya? Nggak lihat gue
Oh
tadi.
iya, apa ya?
from the esports team with all the particulars soon. And with that, I'd like to thank
Nusantara Open mana nanti, Cok. Uang THR buat gacha. Lah enak masih ada THR, Cok. Angpau gue udah gak ada, Cok. Sepertinya pinjol tidak buruk.
Dan sudah kelar. Tuh 20 Maret tuh rilisnya guys.
20 Maret rilis.
What amazing
Anjay.
information that we just got a chance to
Gas PBE anjing. Selamat tinggal set 10. Ih, headliner. Ih.
Was hearing about Sherman talking about esports, and I'm so pumped for the
Arena TFT makin kesini mahal-mahal kira Cok.
could push the set forward in casual play as well for TFT.
I'm really excited about those cosmetics as well. I cannot wait to get a new
Paling
word to play
pinjol
with from
goblok
all of the
anjing.
games I know I'm going to be spamming when the set releases.
Oh, Alex definitely has my lunch money right there. I could not believe they're actually putting out Spirit Blossom Ari alongside with the Empress Cold Look Morgana. That was epic.
Yeah, I'm about to be okay. I
Kan
think
tolong Irilan nembakin misil. Iya cuy.
see that animation as well. But there is so much more for us to unpack when it comes to Inkborn Fables, especially
Dadah semua game Halo PBE anjing. Gue mau main PBE aja.
to our broadcast
Keren anjing set baru tuh.
who you just heard from in that video explaining more about that set. Both of you, welcome to the broadcast. How are you enjoying the World Championships that we just had?
It has been a lot of fun. That last game, we were sitting there.
Wih, headsetnya mirip gue cuy.
It's game six.
Yang mana tuh? Yang kiri.
And what a finish.
Enggak dong, yang kanan dong. Tapi dua-duanya HyperX itu.
What a display on like the entirety of Remix Rumble. It has just been fantastic to watch.
Maybe we'll get a chance to see somebody else do another repeat, just star.
Anjing, itu lu lihat dah yang
Di belakang itu.
Iya, belakangnya ada kepiting joget di layarnya.
Ya itu yang crab ref.
Ada kepiting jogetnya anjing.
Was really interested in revisiting the thematic space we last saw in Fates, our 4th set, but we knew we really wanted a unique.
Sengaja itu dia karena ada crab ref.
So we started individually exploring interesting possibilities.
Kamu kok nggak diinterview ngapain sih?
Options to consider when it came time to really lock down what we wanted to create.
Ting 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 teding teding ting teding teding ting 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 teding ting 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 teding ting ting gitu musiknya.
So we decided to create a set.
Video top div kepiting joget. Jungle div tuh biasanya.
PBE itu tes server.
Beautiful, and I love that you're able to share some of where that inspiration came
Katanya Cibiari top up diskon 90% ya. Iya Andre, maksimal 100 perak.
to the set's realization.
Absolutely.
Info kan cara akses PBE, banyak tutor di YouTube mah. PBE-nya tanggal 5 nanti buka kalau nggak salah.
Mungkin tanggal 6 Maret PBE 14.5 masuk di situ. Oh, mungkin. Dia emang lagi nontonin itu. Emang.
Seeing the character evolve and come to life has been one of the most satisfying and meaningful experiences of my time at Riot. Every time I see
Repres pantulan kaca lah ya emang gue. Itu kan emang gitu.
Disengajain sama dia. Biar masuk ke live.
engineers, sound designers, user experience designers.
Jadi apa sih namanya cameo anjing.
Without you guys, none of this would have been possible. So, thank you.
That's
And
amazing to hear.
my answer is not that wholesome. I'm really selfish. I got the opportunity to work on a ton of our 5 costs this time around. So I had a lot of fun.
Ya, kena copyright lagi.
Our characters.
Ini siapa nih yang ngasih nih? Makasih loh, Tonki. Jadi kena copyright. Baik banget dah lu Sel. Monyet. Sel. Makasih loh anjing.
Really supported me in bringing these designs to life, and I'm super
Mobile kapan buka PBE lagi? Nggak tahu sih.
really excited to play. I'm excited to play. I'm excited for people to play around with Storyweaver, which is our.
Ya sebab ada KHS gitu nggak? Ada namanya Fortune.
To create a new look for Kale, the summon, and the whole trait line is just—it's full of my favorite.
Tiap set selalu ada cuy.
Really pretty. There's a couple combinations to play around with, and I'm really curious to
Mana
see
kena copyright 10.000 kena, Cuk.
I thought we got a lot of information from the preview.
Gua sekarang jadi manusia parno copyright anjing.
Yeah, I'm really dying to know more about
PB cuma enak jadi satu. Gilala godnya TFT di KDA Cup dia yang menang juga. Iya, Cuk.
like the augments. How is this going to add to the experience on top of all of that?
Kalau ada Morgana nggak ada Kyle. Kan ada Kyle tadi.
To make sure encounters could shake up the game and challenge you to adapt to changing situations, but we didn't want to make them something.
Helena emang cuma di set sekarang doang ya. Dulu di set 4 juga ada. Namanya Chosen.
Short duration high points while having some longer effects mixed in to add texture and let us
Nggak ada headliner nanti.
Headliner.
Headliner tidak ada, portal tidak ada.
Anything from giving someone player health
Headliner.
For the rest of the game.
GG anjing.
Some of them can even happen right at the start, and some of those will challenge you to put your skills to the test and adapt to wild situations. Luckily, we have an encounter panel, so you can remind yourself.
Milala cuma show up di sistem Chosen headliner ya. Tolong.
Carousel masih ada kah? Kadang ada, kadang enggak.
And make her share a few of her favorites.
We'd love to hear it.
Unlucky. I'm on the spot. Okay. So there's
Tinggal menunggu apakah di set selanjutnya ada Kyle recall carry lagi atau enggak. Harusnya ada. Mordok fetishnya Kyle anjing.
that's like really dizzying, but
2 set berturut Kyle-nya begitu anjing. Set depan ada lagi pasti.
Ganti set tiap 4 bulan. Augment masih ada.
augments on like stage 2 and it was insane.
MU versus City bang, gue nggak tertarik.
I love
Bola.
encounters so much. It does absolutely nothing mechanically, but everyone gets really speedy and the speed boost lasts until the end of the game. And it's a lot of fun just watching people zoom around the carousel at max speed. I am a big fan of that one.
Well, as a competitive player myself, sometimes we know when we inject too many resources or RNG into the game, it can take a hit on player agency. Are there any ways to anticipate these encounters, or are there any levers that you put inside the system to kind of control the range of craziness we're going to see?
Yeah, so the most transformative encounters are known from the start of the game. But otherwise, your only indication that an encounter is coming is seeing it appear on the stage tracker at the start of the stage. We do have levers in place to adjust the experience if necessary. Unpredictability helps sell the sense of adventure and discovery we're trying to capture with the encounter mechanic. In testing, we found that this created a more exciting experience.
Yang paling kerasa paling nanti di set 11 ini sih guys, bentuk championnya, splash artnya, bentuk championnya, belajar lagi. Gue main, gue ngerasa bentuk championnya mirip-mirip banget anjir.
You were able to tease so many, and I feel like we're gonna just get so many different iterations.
Zira, Sivir, Sivir, Fine ya kalau sama apa gitu, mirip banget bertiga cok. Pusing gue ngeliat deh.
About our new Yordle friend.
I would love to. I was hoping this question would be asked. So,
tapi lu udah nyobain seru nggak ikut set 11?
Which means his
seruan set 10 sih menurut gue.
Seruan yang ini. Tapi yang ini ada headliner kok.
That it is often harsh and unfair.
Yeah, headliner
to understand this led him to Ionia, where he fell in love with the culture, the people, the environment, and the philosophies, and then added his own brand of Yordle essence.
Emblem masih ada nggak? Masih lah. Malah nanti lu bisa dapetin emblem dari augment nanti.
Itu nggak ada musik kan gue set depan?
Nggak ada.
Iya. Yang ada musiknya cuma set sekarang doang.
He personally likes to express himself through martial arts.
Nggak ada musik, nggak ada cok. Musik cuma set sekarang doang cok.
Even if he's bad at it.
Berarti ntar lu masih stream TFT kan nggak bakal ada bahasa Indonesia. Emang siapa yang bilang nggak bakal ada?
Dia tuh tadi dibilang
nggak ada.
Musik doang yang ada ya cok.
Temen lu punya fobia HLK Kor? Iya cuy.
Menjijikan anjing headliner cok dibegal tengah jalan dari jijik.
So when you see him in the future as a supportive unit or a melee damage
dealer. Lu ada nggak bang? Nggak ada musiknya, Effendi. Nggak ada musik set depan.
I can't wait. It's not very often we get a chance to see new.
Gak usah akan wait lu anjir, lu punya PBE.
Just the TFT universe, and that makes me so excited to see what we can get next.
Yeah, it definitely takes us on the same level as our bigger cousin, League of Legends, and we can explore the convergence together. I do want to have a question about some set mechanics because I was a huge Heartsteel enjoyer, and I believe Milala might have been as well. It gave us
a little bit.
just a little bit, just a little. It gave us so much variability in how we could cap our boards. It was really skill expressive. Are there any traits that can?
Bangku, lu dapat bocoran kalau ada fitur ganti icon di mobile nggak? Ganti icon? Ganti icon apa? Ganti splash artnya gitu? Enggak lah, aja di PC juga nggak ada fiturnya.
Is similar to playing Heartsteel in high stakes mode. It offers you a big reward if you can lose enough consecutive rounds. But
Tampilan champion di TFT itu skin mereka di MOBA bukan sih bang? Iya, tapi ada juga skin yang cuma ada di TFT doang. Icon profile. Oh, icon profile. Nggak tahu deh.
Trade Fortune mirip kayak Piltover ya? Harus lu streak 8 dulu anjing. Ore, pasukan Dino, lulusan Dino cok.
Tapi nggak ada ininya, nggak ada dapat dinonya.
That will not be possible in your next game, and rewards a deep knowledge of the set while still remaining fairly accessible. We've seen some.
Kalau nggak ada HL udah enak mau main apa. Iya, gue juga sukanya nggak ada headliner dari awal udah tahu mau main apa udah kegambar tuh.
I can't believe the trait web can shift with every single game.
Manusia penbug muncul lagi.
Dizzy, but I'm going to love it.
Oke. Lulusan Dino, we are back anjing, Piltover cuy.
Apakah set 11 bener ada bahasa Indonesia? Tidak tahu. Jin nggak bakal kelar kayak cuy. Tunggu untuk ilmu set 11 ya Bangkur. Gak tahu sih kalau nggak ada bahasa Indonesia gue pensi TFT guys.
Dadahku.
Kalau ada bahasa Indonesia nya gue lanjut main TFT.
Or if you want to turn your brain on a little bit more, you can splash heavenly to get out the specific stats you want in another comp. So it's a fun flex trait, and also there's a way out if you just aren't hitting.
Yeah, as for verticals, my favorite vertical, as I've mentioned before, is Story Weaver. So you summon a mythical hero, and at every trait breakpoint, you will make a choice that upgrades her in unique ways. I don't want to spoil what happens when you reach the final chapter of her story, but
Storyware gue udah nyoba juga tuh, cuman susah buat vertikalnya.
Oh iya.
Kayak yang Kel tadi itu deh yang Storyware.
Ada yang itu nggak Kur, yang point kayak point.
Ya yang Storyware itu kalau nggak salah yang munculin Kel itu.
Oh, main point.
Kalau nggak salah namanya Storyware deh. Jadi kalau Storyware-nya 3 muncul 1 Kel. Storyware 5 lu bisa kasih item Kelnya. Pilihannya tuh mau ngasih attack speed, mau ngasih dia damage, kalau nggak salah sama skillnya mau dibikin area.
Sometimes going 8th along the way.
Don't we all sometimes in the games that we play.
Emangnya kenapa bang bukannya lu bisa bahasa Inggris? Males gue kalau gamenya tuh nggak support orang Indonesianya.
Thank you very much.
Lulusan AD Flag bisa apa di set depan lah ya gue tahu cuk. Tinggal pencet aja.
Because even though we got a chance to only see a handful of faces within that experience, there's
karena nge-translate itu tuh mudah guys.
Absolutely. We heard about the
Nge-translate itu lu cuman bayar agensi, lu kasih duit, tas, dah kelar aja translate.
I like the interwovenness of the mythologies there, and also
banyak kok agensi di Indonesia ngerjain translate game.
In the Runeterra universe.
Yeah, and we have the new champion as well. So that's going to be very exciting to see just how far this set can go. But Clement, I can't believe it. That's it. We're done with Remix Rumble.
This was definitely my favorite set to play so far. It was so fun, so much variability. I'm a little bit saddened to see it go. We turned up the rumble, and now it's time.
Pas Kurohiko kalau jadi gratis itu seru kayaknya buat montek ting fast ya. Bukan ting fast doang, Cok. Jadi pencet D enjoy kan.
Ada Luoyi nggak bang? Ada Hui.
Luoyi
Rumble Championships. Thank you so much to all of these staff.
Udah lama gue nggak denger nama itu.
Admins, our production team, to deliver such a wonderful viewing experience. And thank you so much to all of you viewers at home for watching along and cheering for your favorite players. From all of us
Coba terasa dari Pen Akatsuki.
thank you for watching.
Itemnya masih sama semua bang. Seingat gue itemnya masih sama semua sih. Paling statnya doang beda.
Set 11 ada Harit nggak? Harit anjing. Harit.
Dan sudah selesai guys.
Oke. Bubar.
Embargonya kapan ya?
Berpelukan. Gila, Cok. Ini teletabis anjing. Pas beres berpelukan. Yo, teletabis cuy. Dan guys. Sampai jumpa di PBE. Hehe anjing.
Embargonya tanggal 4 jam 3 pagi guys. Baru bisa gue ngebocorinnya. Tapi gue malas juga sih, apa yang mau gue bocorin ya.
Atep. Mbak Nekra peluk dong. Goblok anjing. Dah bubar ya, sampai jumpa nanti PBE. Hehe.
Oh enggak, embargonya udah selesai ternyata. Udah bisa gue bocorin sih sebenarnya abis ini. Cuman apa konten yang mau gue bikin ya, nggak tahu dah. Oh ini trailernya. Demi udah bikin konten Erelia set 11 itu bang. Oh udah diupload sama dia ya. Gue juga ngeliat itu si Cami dia ngepost di Discord PBE.
Bang, PB bang.
Oke, thank you semuanya yang sudah nonton, thank you yang sudah like, thank you yang sudah subscribe, thank you yang sudah donate, thank you yang sudah super chat, thank you moderator yang sudah bekerja. Kita bertemu lagi di live atau video berikutnya guys ya. Selamat kehilangan set 10 guys, tanggal 20 ganti set.